We all have a story, we all have a tale. Well, there's a place I've come to know well, led by a man named Sty. He's full of stories, he is quite a guy. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite the guy. If you're feeling lonely, come and make a friend. If you need a story, on Sty you can depend. His voice is soothing like a lullaby. Sometimes he brings a tear to my eye. Sit around the campfire and hear him tell his tale. Some may be able to relate to him quite well. We're all just people looking for a place to go. Well, Sty has made one, and it is quite a show. Come meet Sty, he's quite a guy.
Well, good evening, everybody. Hey. Yeah, it's Sunday. Wow, Sunday already. Oh, this week seems like it just disappeared. Hey, I see we got Running Water. We've got B Wizzle. We got Wayward Writer. Welcome, Wayward Writer. It's good to see you. We got Eric Pollock. We got Jason Spratt. We got Elisa Kirwood, a.k.a. Rainbow Angel. Good to see you, Alyssa. We got Metal Music. Awesome. And we got Bourbon Bounty. We got Mystic Bunny. Hi, Jan. Oh. And we got Foxy Lady Outdoors. Hi, Foxy Lady. Good to see y'all. Yeah, I'm going to have some... I'm going to have at least one person that's going to come up on panel prior to the Sty Story. I'm letting that individual eat some of their dinner while I'm chatting with you folks. And Freeman James, hey, good to see ya. The Metal Music said, I suppose if a bear ate too many weasels, he too would belch. Yeah. Yeah, this is a Sty Story that it predates even Running Water. So I don't even know if I ever told him about this situation. So it'll be interesting. Because I can't remember if I ever told it to him or not. It was just one of those funny events that, sticks with you, but you don't usually chat about it. You're not telling people. I'm sitting here noticing I've got some of these really long beard hairs. That one, yeah, I was shedding. Oh my gosh. Some of those, if I pull them like that one, that hurts. So excuse me for the shabbiness tonight. Hey, Aiden here, good to see ya. Yeah, it's been a while, Foxy Lady. Hey, We're gonna bring some folks up here. I'll bring them up in order they came in. This fella, I got to chew out. This character comes in early, and he says, "If I got to get out of the truck and run, it's because I got food coming. They're delivering some food to me." I said, "Oh, really?" And he goes, "Yeah, Red Lobster." Now, when the hell did Red Lobster start delivering? I mean, I heard someone say today the best thing that COVID actually did for anybody was it made all these good restaurants have to deliver. And Harry, he's been eating Red Lobster in the basement. Yeah. And then this guy, hey, Phil.
Did you just call Red Lobster a good place?
Hey, I like Red Lobster.
McDonald's.
Oh yeah,
yeah,
well, yeah.
Yeah.
In
yeah.
comparison,
The
to a
only
lot of
thing
stuff
is that you eat at Red Lobster, though, you could eat at McDonald's for 6 months for one dinner at Red Lobster, what you're going to pay. Yeah. Last time I went to Red Lobster, just me and the ex-wife, and oh, Lordy, I did not like paying $86 for two people.
well, no.
Just, yeah. Spendy. I got danglers, bourbon bounty. Watch it, bud.
What's up, Pollock? Damn you.
Uh-huh.
It ain't even his tincture.
Well, see, that's it, is
You gotta send me some more.
that, you know,
Pay
you
for it.
gotta make up for it, you know.
First spicy thing today. Whew. I'll take that back. That's a lie. I put Reaper dust on my pizza.
You put
It wasn't
Reaper.
that spicy for me.
Wasn't that spicy for you?
No.
Hey, I'm not going to show you the box or anything, but I got this sent to me last week, but I didn't pick it up until 2 days ago. And they're smoked herring fillets with pepper. And you can see how much pepper is on the fish on there. That's the way it looks. You open that can, and that's the way those fillets look. They're so peppered. And I ate a can today. And damn, I love them. They got a nice bite to them. It's got that nice smoky smoked fish flavor, and then that bite, that nice spicy peppers bite. But Running Water sent me these. He sent me a case of them, 12 cans. These are the big cans. There's at least, if not more, than double what's in a typical size can. They're huge, and there's a dozen cans in that box. So these go out to camp with me. I mean, yeah, that can I ate today, I ate that for lunch, and it was plenty. Yeah. Poor Phil, he's down there like, yeah, a can of those peppered kippers with a big glass of ice cold buttermilk. Ugh.
I'll eat 3 cans of those things before you need freaking buttermilk.
Hey, Blake, great to see
Blake.
you. Yeah, B Wizzles in the house. Great.
Yeah, spicy. The key to those kippers is to drink the juice off first before you eat the kipper.
I like the juice left in the can, so I can just kind of swish that piece around, get it all just juicy. And
Although after my last few challenges I've done in the cramps I've gone through, maybe I should stick with the gross stuff.
That I think
the gross stuff just makes me burp nasty stuff. It doesn't necessarily
yeah,
turn my body wrong.
Doesn't put you through a lot of pain, So how did you survive the night?
Most of my pain was probably that first hour and a half that I sat here. Some of it was on camera with you. When I went to bed finally, I went to bed. I was up about every hour and a half just because I drank in so much water. My body was still trying to get rid of all the water and everything. So, but I didn't wake up with any cramps. My pet bill for the first time actually kept me from going to the bathroom until just about a half an hour ago.
Oh, wow.
If you saw that quick flash when you and Running Water were talking prior to the live.
Yeah, you popped in and you popped out. I told Running Water, I said he was there and then he was gone.
Yeah, that you would have seen the roof in my bathroom because as I was sitting on the commode. So
yeah. I figured that there was an important reason why you just popped in and jumped. That sounds important. Now, hey, hi, good Mike. Good to see you.
Of course, if anybody saw Katie Prettyman do her chug today on Nuke Chili's.
Oh, I didn't get to see it.
Oh, she was going through the same thing I went through when I did my chug. So she had the stomach cramps bad even before she got done with her 6 minutes total time. She was already you could see it in her face, and I could feel it for her, man.
Did she do the same chug, the same stuff you did?
Yep.
Oh, Lordy.
Yep.
Anybody that thinks they should do that should go watch your video first, because that's nuts. Well, after watching what you went through, I just there's no way in hell I would even try something that extreme. Hey, Crazy Ann, sweetie. Hey, Ann, you'll never guess what I got. I found it. I found some lost footage of Phil pole dancing in his backyard. Yo, man, you're wild, man. That's crazy. I can't believe you do that shit in your own backyard.
That's unbearable.
I seen that today and I go, oh my God, there's Phil. Give that guy a fur coat and he thinks he's a dancer. Yeah.
Sometimes I feel more like that bear. Sometimes I feel more like that bear that was messing with that fence and got that bungee cord in the nads.
Oh, yeah.
You ever see that one?
Yeah.
Poor bears, like most of us, would be kind of stumbling, bumbling, like, oh, crap. Bears got nads. Yeah.
Oh, hey, Adventures in the Heartland. Stopped waiting on a train. I'll eat them at camp with you. Oh. Yeah. Yeah, that snap with that bungee cord was pretty good. Like
that. It's a funny video. Unless, of course, you're the bear, then it's not a funny video.
Yeah. And the thing is the bungee cord could get away with it a lot easier than we could if we did it to him. Yeah, I don't think the outcome would have been too good for us.
No.
Here, snap.
If the bear could have said some curse words, there would have been some curse words.
That would have been, that would have been pretty ripe, I'm sure. Yep. In fact, tonight's Sty Story is a bear story. So Mike says, bears make me nervous. I would rather deal with gators than bears. Yeah, he's told me that for a long time. He feels more at ease with gators than being around bears. And I'm the other way, man. A gator will grab your ass, drag you in the damn pond, and drown you, and then he'll roll around, rip your limbs off. The bear, shit, if you want it over with quick, just go like this, right here, bite me on that, right there on the head, get it over with. No, gator's going to drag you out, flip you around, drown your ass.
A gator's got to catch you. Bear's going to catch you.
That's why if you're going to be hiking in bear country, you always bring somebody slower than you with.
Don't need to be fast, just faster.
just faster. Exactly. That's why I don't go hiking with really young people much, unless I got a gun, because them young folks they go, haha, the old fart's bear bait.
Yep.
Until one of them notices the other one's got a strip of bacon hanging from the back of his backpack. Yeah. Swam with gators in the Okefenokee swamp. They just like puppies. Oh, don't get me wrong. I think gators are cool. I think they're cool. I used to go down to Florida quite a bit with my work, and I usually stayed in the St. Petersburg area a lot, and most of the work I did was either with the Seminole tribe and their gaming operations, or down at St. Petersburg at the dog track. But the Seminoles that I worked with, they loved taking me out and getting me in the swamps, try to scare the hell out of me, And a couple of times I got a little closer to gator than I liked, but I thought they were cool. They're cool to watch. They're a neat animal, but not something I want getting a hold of me.
I feel safer around a gator if it and I were both on land than if we were both in the water.
Oh yeah. In his element, I'd feel a lot less confident. Yeah. But I've seen people. It's just that's like Blake was saying. I've seen people that wander around that swamp. They're swimming, and there's gators in there, and it's like, I'm sorry, man. If I looked in my swimming pool and there was a great white shark in there, you think I'm going to jump in? Bullshit. Oh no, we already fed him. He don't bother you. We already fed him. Yeah. Oh, is that mankini I see coming out of his butt? So Phil was here before me, huh? You got him to
then you know he had a big meal.
Yeah. Oh, I guess it is safe for a little while.
It is safe, right? a little spicy, but
I made one of my driving students a few years back wet himself down there in Florida. It was his turn to go out and do the pre-trip. He got around to the trailer tires. He's under there checking the brakes. I had bought one of those gator heads out of the gift shop, and I had it stuck between the tandems. So he gets underneath there, and all he sees is gator heads
looking right at him. That's terrible.
Heard him scream. It sounded like a little girl was freaking out in the parking lot. He'd come running out. His pants were all soaked.
Hey, Hike with Mike. Yeah, your videos of that gator, your secret gator hole with the mama and her prepping her nest and then the babies. Yeah, I love those videos. That's really cool. Yeah, I'm glad that you do take the time to do that video work. Hey, Saucy Shane, it's good to see you. Well, folks, it's that time. I'm going to move you two fellas over to the side, and we're going to get this Sty story out of the way. So, tonight's Sty story, titled it Belching Bear. There's a little bit of story that leads up to the bear, but here we go. Well, I was about 17 years old, and a couple of my buddies and we loved to just deer hunt and squirrel hunt together all the time. And this one buddy, he said, my uncle's got this deer shack. We should go up there and deer hunt. I said, well, that sounds good. So it's getting close to deer season. He worked it out with his uncle that we could go up to that deer shack and use it because his uncle wasn't going to be hunting up there that year. So we run up to that deer shack. And of course, late teens, right? So we got a trunk full of beer. Got to bring a bunch of beer up with you to the deer shack. And we're going to spend the whole hunting season in that deer shack, which is about a week long. And we get up there, everything's good except that Deer Shack, it had propane gas lights, which work real good. It had a little small wood cook stove, so you cooked with wood, and it had a refrigerator that was propane. We get up there, and somebody had broke into his little back room on his Deer Shack and stole the propane cylinders. So there's no propane. And we're like, well, what the hell? So we had 2 coolers with us, but we didn't have any ice. We thought, well, we could run to town, get ice if we need to, blah, blah, blah. We thought we'll just fill the fridge full of beer, you know. Well, that beer is pretty warm. Well, the nights got pretty cold that time of year, you know. We're talking November. So we thought, we'll leave the beer, we'll put the beer in the cooler, we'll take it out of the cases, break them open, dump the beer in the cooler, and we're going to put it out on it had this little front porch, open air front porch on it, on that cottage. So we put that cooler with the beer out there, and we thought, well, that's where our food's got to go too. So any of the refrigerated type food went in another cooler, and that was out there right next to the beer cooler. Well, that first night, we're drinking warm beers, you know, and it was a long drive up there, so we kind of wore out. So we thought, well, we can drink hearty tomorrow night. We'll just call it early night. All 3 of us got in our bunks and were just about ready to fall asleep. And we hear the loudest belch you ever heard. I mean, that belch sounded like it came out of a guy that was at least a 500-pounder and been holding it for days. It made us all nervous. I got right away, I said, you guys hear that? And they're like, yeah, somebody belched right outside the cabin. I said, son, bitch, get your guns, man. We got an intruder. And we're scrambling around. Everybody's grabbing their deer rifles, and we're all scared, you know. Who the hell would be out there? And we're way the hell out in the woods, you know. There ain't nobody for miles and miles. Who the heck could be out there belching? Just as we got our rifles, all of a sudden we hear this long rolling belch again. And I told him, I said, there's some guy out there. And man, he's got gas. He's belching like mad. I said, we should go out there and see if we can scare him away, you know. So we go out on the porch, and we're just staring out in them woods looking for whoever that is out there. And I yelled out, you better get out of here. We got guns. And all just as I said it, here comes another big belch in our direction. And I thought, I don't hear the guy running or nothing. And all of a sudden we hear this tinny crinkling sound and a hiss. Psst. Thought, what the hell is that? Now, 3 teenagers scared witless out in the woods, hearing these noises, and our imaginations are going wild. And I said, let's sneak out there and see if we can find this guy, but be careful. Don't come right up on him, you know. So the 3 of us, oh yeah, you should split up. Oh no, all 3 of us shoulders touch it, go into the woods, listening to these sounds of this tinny crackling sound, and then these hisses, and then all of a sudden a big belch again. And it was so loud that we were able to hone right in on it, and we kept it going in that direction. And we come up, and there's this little spot that's kind of open. There's not a lot of trees, but there's this big pine tree there, and the boughs came pretty low to the ground. And just underneath that pine tree, it was easy to make out, there's our cooler, one of our coolers. And the lid is totally ripped off of it, and it's laying on its side. And then the moonlight caught just enough that I'm going, that son bitch took our beer. He took our beer cooler. Well, it's dark. It's hard to make things out. We got a little bit closer, and all of a sudden this roaring belch again, and we heard that clinking tinny sound and the hiss, and we turned and looked. Sitting on the other side of that cooler is this bear, and he's against the tree, and he's kind of sideways. It's like he's leaning over, and he's got a can of Budweiser in his mouth, and he's biting into it until he punches holes in it, and then he sits there and he sucks on it. Spits the can out and reaches over with his paw and grabs another one, and he's messing around with it and trying to get it in his mouth. And he stops and he looks up like he's looking right at the moon and belch. Sticks that can in his mouth, starts chewing on it, hissing all over, foam all around his face, and he's just sucking and sucking the beer down. We, at that point, we're looking at each other like, should we shoot the bear? God, he's got half the beer we brought out here. Should we shoot the bear? And one of my buddies whispers to me, he goes, I don't think he can drink at all. I said, well, I'm not going to stand around here waiting to find out, because what if he's a mean drunk? You don't want a bear that's a mean drunk. So we go back to our cabin, and we couldn't sleep. We couldn't sleep because, again, our imaginations are going wild. What if he is a mean drunk? He'll get all tanked up on our beer, and then he's going to come here, knock cabin door down, and kick shit out of all three of us. Yeah. So we're sitting there playing armed guard until the sun starts to rise. And we quit hearing him belching, and I thought, he's either sleeping or he left. So let's go out there. And we went back out, scared as sin, got to that tree, bear's gone. Bear's gone. Now, mind you, we had 4 12-packs in that cooler. Every single can had been chewed up and drank by that bear. He didn't leave till he finished the last frickin' beer. And what a mess he left behind. But you could see the beer cans. They outlined where he was sitting. You could tell that he never moved. He just kept reaching to that cooler and pulling more beers out. He just never moved. He had empty beer cans all around him. And Phil, look at Phil. Yeah, he's experienced that firsthand.
I was a bear in a previous life.
There you go. See, we do believe in reincarnation. Absolutely. Now, I tell you though, it was kind of good that the bear drank 4 of our 12-packs, because we brought 8 12-packs up there with us. And the 3 of us limited ourselves to one 12-pack a day for 4 days, just because we figured if we drank like the bear will come back. He'll come back. Yeah. And take advantage of us, And we still never did find out if he was a happy or a mean drunk. But he definitely can hold his beer. To be able to wander off after drinking all that, oh my God. Yeah, that was a lot of beer that old bear drank. There you go. Kind of a short story, but that's it.
Could you imagine if he was a happy drunk and you could have just sat there and drank the rest of the beer with the bear?
Well,
and you just told stories and he
yeah. I kind of years later, thinking back to it, I thought, we probably could have grabbed a couple more 12-packs out of the deer shack, gone out there, and had a few beers with him. As long as if he ran out with what he stole from us, we just throw him a beer and he'll be happy. He won't come after us. It's it's like feeding a bear marshmallows. As long as you don't run out of marshmallows, you're safe.
You can't give him just one.
Well, no. Well, you pitch one to him each time he needs one.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you don't just give him one and sit there and drink 3 in front of him. Now that's when you find out if he's happy or mean drunk,
You sitting around telling stories with the bear, and the white rabbit comes jumping up, right? Hey, rabbit, you got problems with poop sticking to your fur?
Oh, it don't stick, eh? Here, come here.
Yeah. Little white rabbit goes whopping away brown.
Yeah, you need a keg when you go camping. There's another consideration. What the hell if there was a keg out there? Would he have rolled that sucker off in the woods with him? As long as the tap, and then he'd probably come back for the tap.
We see them with them kegs in the zoo, right?
What's that?
I said, you see those polar bears play with kegs in the water in the zoo, right?
Yeah,
they know what's in there.
Yeah, that's it. Is they just leave just enough beer in it, and they can sense it. That's a big ass beer can. And they're so busy out in that pool trying to figure out how the heck do we get a drink out of that can. Yep.
Same thing you can do with an alcoholic. How the hell am I going to get into this keg? Someone give me a tapper.
Yep.
Throw it over the wall.
Well, you remember those little pony fridge kegs? I used to buy them all the time. A buddy of mine, actually, he worked for Heineken, and he was a sales rep for Heineken. And Running Water was a baby at the time. Actually, I mean, a baby. And I always had like 4 of those in the fridge. And I had a buddy of mine come over. He'd come over to visit. Finally, I had to quit getting them because he'd take one out of the fridge and he'd set it on a TV tray next to this where he's sitting there in our living room with his stein. He'd drink the whole keg sitting there. I go, you bum. You keep that in the fridge. He says, oh, it'll never get warm before I'm done with it. To him, one of them kegs was just a can of beer. I just, holy God, man. What were they? They were a gallon and a half, I think. Something like that. 2 gallons.
When I was in the Marine Corps, talking probably early or mid 80s or late 80s, Coors Light was the first one to come out with a party ball.
Yeah.
And it was a clear one that was in a cardboard box, and it had its own kind of little tapper thing.
Right.
We got that a couple of times, but again, it was a novelty thing.
Right. And that's what these were too. They looked like a regular aluminum keg.
Okay.
They had a deposit on them. You had to take them back, and they gave you this goofy little plastic tapper that went on it, and it was convenient to have one in your fridge. You just walk to the kitchen and fill your glass up, go sit down, watch more ball game, and go back in another one. But hi Gemma. Gemma went camping. She went camping. Her dad's got a nice like a camp trailer type affair. Yeah,
a camper.
Yeah, it's like a camper, but that camera is it a caravan or whatever they call them in Europe? They don't say RV and camper like we do. They're caravans or they're this or that or whatever. So, but yeah, she looked like she was having a good time out there. Yeah, camper van. Yeah, she looked like she was having a good time out there. She was able to relax and enjoy the outdoors for a while. That was cool. That was cool to see.
I need to do some camping this year. Got to take like maybe like the first weekend in August, like a Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, or something. I don't know.
This is as good a time as any for me to make this announcement. I'll probably have to do it 2-3 times tonight, but all right, I'll be here for Thursday for around the campfire. But on Friday morning, bright and early, Sty's hitting the road. I'm heading up to Birch Grove, and I'm going to be probably doing 9 days up there. So I'll be missing, I think I'll be missing next week, Sty Story Sunday. I won't be here. I most likely won't be here for that next campfire. So it'll be the next Sty Story Sunday, and then following campfire, I will be out at camp. So I got to take advantage of it while I can, and get out there, and I'm going to try to squeeze in at least 9 days. So, and then from there, then after that, after a small break, I'll head back down to Black Lake and spend a week there. So I was telling Running Water, I'm trying to get another deep cycle battery. All the headaches I'm going through trying to get a stinking battery. I mean, okay. Here in my town, this Walmart has 4 deep cycle batteries that I would be okay with one of those. They're not quite as high a capacity as the one I want, but they're okay. I would take one. They won't let you order them online. In-store purchase only. Okay, now I got a specific debit card, right? That I do my YouTube or trailer-related purchases off of. That's all that card's for. I forgot the PIN number to that card. So I can order stuff online without any problem. The minute I try to use it in person somewhere, it asks for the PIN, and I don't know the damn PIN. I can't remember the PIN. So I tried to get the issuing company to give me a new PIN. It's like I told Running Water, oh my God, I think I need my passport, my birth certificate, 4 signed affidavits by a district judge, and then a priest and a nun to come with me for them to give me a new PIN number for that damn card. I've been trying for almost 6 months to get a new PIN number for that card. So what I'm going to do is try to spend down that card. I'm going to get a different card reissued, blah, blah, blah. But that I can't do all that in time for me to go camping this Friday. So I can't get that battery at my local Walmart because I can't do the in-store purchase on that card. Well, I found the battery I really want. Well, that's over in Michigan, Ironwood, Michigan. And I can't get over to Michigan till Wednesday. They've got 4 batteries there. And that deep cycle battery is one of the favorites for guys with RVs. So I'm sweating it. They better still have one when I go over there. Then I found out, too, I went in there and looked at their store website, specific to their store. Oh, yeah, it's big, bold. Will not be allowed entry into the premises without a mask. Oh, yeah, it's in fucking Michigan. I forgot. So, can I borrow Sty 2.0? It says I have to have a mask.
Not quite sure that's what they mean.
You don't think?
Our masks become in.
You need a protesting placard, and then it doesn't apply.
All right, you right?
So go on to Walmart protesting and get your battery.
That's true. Oh,
Tell them that you're there to get.
I could just
Tell them
loot.
you're there to get stolen battery.
I could just loot it, right? If I got a protest sign, I could just go in there, throw it in a cart, and take it.
Only at Target.
Well, that's dumb. Target don't have the battery I want.
I'm biting my tongue.
You're biting your tongue?
Because what's in my head should not come out my mouth. So, yeah.
Uh-huh. See where we're going? We got to be careful. It's early in the evening.
Yeah. We got 33 people in the house, guys. Make sure you're hitting the thumbs up for our host. And if you haven't already shared this out, share it out. Why not?
Why not? Get some of your friends on over. Sure. we like meeting everybody's friends. Hey, Rain Dancer, it's great to see you. See you snuck in on me there. Gemma's going to go back out camping in 3 weeks, different site. Oh, and you're going to do some story time. There you go. That's cool. That's cool. Go for it. Everybody's got a story. They just have to get brave enough to tell it. That's all.
We all have a story. We all have a tale.
Yep. Yep. Yeah. My tail hurts quite often.
I didn't like this when I first got it, but after drinking it the last 2 days, it's not half bad.
You're getting used to it, and yeah. I found that I used to drink that Schweppes all the time and liked it, and then I tried one just a couple of years ago. I tried one up at camp, and I'm going, God, it tastes like crap. And after about 3, 4, 5 of them, all of a sudden I found myself buying them all the time again.
I better be better with a little vodka in it.
Oh, yeah.
Or gin.
Probably. Rain Dancer says my car went kaput from being stolen, and then homeless took over sleeping in it. My son was the ringleader. Oh, geez. Oh, gosh. Rain Dancer. Life's a bitch. I mean, I'm sorry. I don't mean to laugh. I'm not laughing at your situation. It's just I'm laughing at the irony of it. It's just so common. It's so common nowadays. You hear these things and you just go, oh my God. Sorry that you're having to go through it.
Martin's great with gin.
Great with gin. Yeah. Yeah.
Sounds like a man with experience.
Gives your gin a little bubbly. Yeah. Oh God, my gin drinking days. I'm glad that I'm beyond that shit. God, when I was 19, I was pretty damn independent, and boy, I was a gin freak, man. I walk into the one local pub. Running Water probably remembers that place. It was called the Minnetonka Mist, and it was local club, big club. I walk in the door, and the owner of the Mist, his name was Rakus, and Rakus, he'd see me walk in the door, and there'd be a double dry martini sitting there before I even got to my favorite stool. It was, yeah. Got to start my night out with a double dry martini, and then it was always a gin night. You betcha. But I was young enough to recover the next day. I couldn't do that shit no more. No. Gin hangovers are killers. They're like that. They're almost as bad as tequila.
I don't know.
That tequila, I just can't. I can't drink that shit all night either. I don't know why it is. Is if you're doing shots and you're doing whiskey shots, Jack or something. You do a few once in a while throughout the night. The very first tequila shot you have, now all of a sudden the beer gets taken off your table, and all they're doing is coming out with trays full of tequila shots, and that's all it's going to be the rest of the damn night. Doesn't fail. I mean, I've never seen it not happen that way.
You never start the night off with tequila. You end the night with tequila.
Oh, yeah, and you really end it.
You end it hard.
And the next day you got to find witnesses to inform you how it ended. I mean, I've had several of those nights where I had to ask people, how did it end last night when we all left the bar? Well, some of us did leave. Some of us got thrown out. Some of us were sleeping under tables. Yeah, it was a rough ending. Oh, thank you. No, this card doesn't work that way, Mike's World. Yeah, I tried it because my other cards, I got 2 other debit cards. They work fine using it as a credit card. This card will not allow you to do an on-site purchase without a PIN. It has to be done as a debit. And it's because that card is specifically a check card. It's technically not. It's not a credit. It's not treated as a credit card. Period. It's
only a debit.
Yeah, it's strictly debit. It's a check card against a specific checking account.
Gotcha.
And that's the thing too, is there's been a couple of times I've wanted to draw cash off of that particular YouTube. I got a couple of YouTube accounts where the proceeds from YouTube go into them, but that particular one is for hard costs. And yeah, you belong on the bottom anyway. But yeah, it's a weird card. It's a weird card. Literally, it's true to the word check card. It's like writing a check. That's all it is. Yeah. Tequila, I howl at the moon. Boy, when I do that hot chicken challenge out there at camp, oh, yeah. I'm wondering how much I'll be howling at the moon that night. I do know when to quit, though. I think I'm hoping I know when to quit.
Yeah, usually when your eyes shut, that's the time to quit.
Oh,
Going to get your hiking beads out and calculate how far it is to the outhouse before you do the challenge.
The campsite I want, it's literally the closest to an outhouse there. So, but the thing is I'm going to have to print it off here before I leave, an out of order sign for the men's, because man, if I overdo it with that hot chicken stuff, nobody's going to want to use that outhouse the next day. I'll have to throw an out of order sign on it, or a hazardous waste sign. Yeah. I was told one night I drank half a liter of Patron tequila, passed out in the bed of my truck, but I woke up the next morning at home in a chair, truck outside. Very scary moment. Oh, yeah. It's the when you drove, but you didn't think you did moments that you go, that ain't right, that ain't good. Nope. Guess what? Red flagging those events. Don't do that again. My ex-wife did that. We had a little family gathering. We ended out at this campground, picnic ground. And she a damn fool. I told her family just, they're heavy drinkers. They're super heavy drinkers. And I told her, don't let them walk you down that path. You just, listen to me and only drink enough to have a good time. Oh no, she has to try to keep up with her 3 brothers and their girlfriends, and I had walked down by the lake for a while, and I come walking back, and there's my ex-wife laying on the picnic table with her head over the end of it, mouth wide open, and they're just pouring anything and everything in her mouth, and she's just guzzling it down. Jesus Christ. Yeah, she did not, the next day, she did not know how the hell she got home. She didn't, yeah. And I never did that. I never laid on that picnic table and did that. I said, there's way too many witnesses. I said, don't take my word for it. Whole town's going to know about it.
Yeah, there's
okay,
one
Will.
job site.
Hey, totally understood, bud.
Yeah, there's one job site we had that was south of Phoenix, Arizona, that we were going to be stuck there for 4 days straight because they're, it's delivering machinery for them to use and then load it back up, take it back out with us. And they put us up in hotels well, it's an open air courtyard type motels with the swimming pool and stuff. You're out in the middle of the desert. One of the guys that was with us, this kid's like 24, little country farm boy that really never got out, partied or anything. He decided, that he was going to take, and he was drinking nothing but tequila that night. Passed out. We put a poncho on him and a sombrero, shoved a bunch of pesos in his pocket that we got from the gal in the motel, and we took him over there's a little bluff there behind the motel, a little dune where they dump the excess sand from the highway cleanup. We put him out there so you can't see the motel from over there. Just left him out there with his phone. Next morning,
raining like hell when he woke up.
Next morning, he's waking up, nothing but cactuses around. He's dressed as he is, and he's trying to call us. Our phones, we got him on silent. Like, nope, missed call, ignore. Yep. Peeking over the stand. He's freaking out, running across the desert. We're like, oh, whoa, we better grab him before he reaches the border.
He will get to the border, yeah. That's bad.
And he was convinced he was south of the border somehow.
Well, me and my cousin Jimmy found out the hard way. Don't get drunk in Juarez, Mexico. No. Have a few drinks and get the hell back on the other side. Don't get drunk there. I mean, they're PD, they're cops, they're all federales, they're not. They don't have local police departments like we do in the United States. All the cops in Mexico are federal officers. They're paid by the Mexican government, not by their city. And holy God, every one of them thinks they're a U.S. Marine. You better be able to stand at attention, boy. I don't care how much you've been drinking. Oh my God. Yeah, they gave us a ride back to the border in a squad car. Freaked me right the hell out. A 1963 Chevy had one little red light on the roof, and it was about 15 different colors. I mean, every door was a different color. The fenders were different colors. They've been keeping that thing on the police department since 1963, and this was in the 70s, and it's like, holy shit. And it's the one cop spoke really good English, and he says, we're going to take you for a ride past where you could end up. And he said, and all you have to do is never say a word until we see you step into the U.S., and you'll not end up there. They took us down, showed us the police station where their jailhouse was. I'm going, I'm out. Don't say nothing. And he of course he drives through Juarez like this, We only went about maybe 20 blocks, but it took about 45 minutes to go there. He took his sweet ass time going around every corner. Yeah. And then coming into the US, it's funny when the border agent there, he goes, well, I can tell what you two guys have to claim. And my cousin goes, and what's that? And he goes, well, you're going to claim I'm never getting drunk in Juarez again. You're right. He says, well, welcome home, boys. I said, oh, thank God we're home. That's it. I mean, they took us for all the cash we had in our wallets. When they said, well, you're going to have to pay a fine and then we can take you to the border. And we asked, well, how much is the fine? And they said, empty your pockets. So we had to put everything out of, we had to dog ear our pockets out on the hood of that old squad car. And he rifled through it, looked through our wallets. All the cash and change was pushed to the side. You could put that back in your pockets. We loaded back up. We're looking at the cash, sitting there like, oh shit. And he goes, "You're lucky, just enough to cover the fine." Son of a bitch. In other words, all of it. No matter what it is, it's just enough to cover the fine. Yeah. I think between the two of us, it was close to a couple $100. And in 1974, that was a good chunk of change.
Yeah.
Hey, get her done, Granny.
Hey. Hey, Bill. Hey.
Yeah.
Water.
How you doing, Granny?
I'm doing okay. Long day. Gotta watch them bears when you go out there drinking.
Yeah, no shit, right?
Yeah. Yeah, watch for them drinking bears when you go out there hunting.
Well, drinking, hunting, whatever.
Yeah. Oh, yeah, in Canada, it's funny because the Canadians do what we do. When Canadians come over here, I've gone out drinking with a few Canadians here up in Bayfield, Wisconsin. You know, they come down through International Falls or from Thunder Bay, and they come down around the lake, and they like to hang around in northern Wisconsin. Oh, yeah, we get in the bars, and they just get wilder than hell there, and they figure, well, you know, it's a bar. We're going to have a good time. Told them, well, I always had to remind them, you are in the U.S., you know. You are in the U.S. The cops, I don't know how they're going to handle you, you know. But I was just as guilty as they were. I'd go up into Canada. I'd be in Thunder Bay, get all tanked up at Thunder Bay, and have a couple of my buddies say, "It's not that far to the Minnesota border. You might want to head there. You got a little too loud in the bar last night." Ooh, that's right. I'm in Canada. Yeah, you just don't want to get locked up in a different country, you know.
No.
Because you don't know what in the hell their process is going to be. I mean, you got to take their word for everything.
They might lock you up with an angry moose.
Oh, my God.
Oh, yeah. Or an angry drunk bear. Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah, we found this drunk bear down on the corner there, and we locked him up. That's the only place we got to put you is in with him.
Yep.
I would love to see a video of that bear after he got done.
Oh, yeah, yeah. I wish the hell at that time that, well, the only way we could have filmed such a thing would be to have a camera that weighed about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
You know, and would cost you $2,000.
Well, now you could go set it up to where you know where some bears are and leave a bunch of beer.
See if I can find another one.
And a trail cam and see if you can catch one getting into it.
Make sure you let me know where that's at.
Yeah.
Get my bear costume out.
That's it. That, sure enough, you go out there and Phil would see that, and there he'd be. Oh, beer. And then after a few, he'd be out there pole dancing in the woods.
Yep. Just like that.
Oh, yeah. Joe W. Bill smokes in a different way. Yeah, he smokes in a whole different way. He was smoking last night, man. Wow.
Yeah, I'm exchanging one of my League of Fire chugs for a tube of terror with Jason Spratt out in Canada, and then we're going to do a live stream together.
So you're trading for what? With what?
I'm trading a League of Fire chug, because they're all sold out, to him for a tube of terror.
Oh, wow.
And then we're going to do a tube of terror video together, because I don't want to do a chug.
No, don't do any more chug.
I'm going to have to have that belly pretty full of freaking bread to do another chug, man.
Oh, and yeah. I don't want to see you do another chug.
Oh, I hated that. Not as much as I hated last night. Was pretty bad. Last night was. I'm surprised it tailed off like it did, to where I mean it was exhausting. But you know when I start having to when I'm phone calling my wife to, hey, get down here
Yeah.
just in case. I don't like being nervous like that.
Well, after you did the chug and how bad that went, you know, I don't blame you for being hotkey ready, you know. You know, we all hope there will be somebody next to us when we die, you know, that somebody will be there with you when you pass. So, yeah, when you feel like you did with that chug, yeah. If I could only have someone by my side as I go.
Well, I was afraid if my body felt like I was going to throw it up a couple different times. I was afraid if I threw it up that it would just put my throat so much more on fire that I wouldn't be able to breathe when I tried to throw up after those 5 chug bottles.
Right.
That's what I was worried about. Because I can remember having to slow down and concentrate and actually think about breathing instead of panic trying to breathe, which is where I started off. So
Yeah.
chug a gallon of Basque sauce. Kiss my ass, Joe W.
Yeah. Do it on here live, kisses.
Yeah, do it on here live. I did the what is that thing of sriracha, 28 ounces of sriracha.
Heck, Phil will even let you wear a COVID mask while you
go.
kiss his ass. Yeah.
They'll let you cut a hole in the COVID mask.
No. The after effects of him eating them bears, he'll burn a hole in that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Tomorrow we go to indoors. You have to have a mask on the entire time.
Yep.
I don't know if they're going to make us sit at our desk with a mask on or what.
They've made it mandatory here in this state too now.
Did they?
Indoors.
Yeah. See, our governor, he's nervous. He don't want to make nothing mandatory anymore after he lost in the Supreme Court.
Yeah.
So he's like, no, I'm not mandating shit. And he's telling the legislature, you pass it by law and then we'll do it. But don't make me do any executive orders anymore. He said, I'm not going back to the Supreme Court getting my butt kicked, you know.
Mm-hmm.
Well, it's going to be interesting. You know, it's like, you know, we were told on Friday that because, you know, we've got loads that were planned, you know, building loads for going up into Michigan, you know, that, you know, stuff that's going to be erected later this fall and stuff. And we were told that we do not have loads going in and out of Michigan until further notice.
Oh, they're just not going to deal with it.
No. They're like, yeah, we're not going to have you guys go up there because, you know, there's no oversight on it. You guys could get fined whether you're wearing a mask or not. And you can't be wearing a mask while you're outside in the heat trying to take chains and tarps off of these loads. Like, you know, pass out, you know, from lack of oxygen. We're not going to have it, you know.
Ours is just inside. It's not
I was talking to the manager of the Dollar Tree in Ironwood, Michigan on the phone today, and she said that I told her, I said, yeah, I noticed online that Walmart in Michigan, if I go pick that battery up, I've got to have a mask on to even get in the store. And she said, yeah, but she said she knows the manager at Walmart. She said that's the rule. You have to wear the mask to go into a public place. She said, but Walmart is taking the position, we're not cops. We're not enforcing it. You know, we're going to let if the government wants to give you a citation for not wearing it, they can be there and stand in the doorway. But Walmart's not going to force somebody to do something because they said, we're not law enforcement. We don't have the power, actually have the power to do that. And they said, we don't want lawsuits for refusing service to customers on a discriminatory basis. So they said all the signs will be posted that it's illegal to come in here without a mask. And they said, and law enforcement can deal with it because we're not going to be chasing customers all over the store. Put your mask on. Yeah, I mean,
They got too
you
much.
know, and I understand that. You know, if I was a business owner, I'd say, hey, don't make me do. You want to pass a law? Well, then you make sure there's law enforcement there to enforce it. Don't make me, as a business owner, enforce your laws. I mean, if
Not
it
your
ain't,
job as a business owner.
huh?
It's not their job as a business owner.
Right. I mean, you know, so
Well, and
many
I'm
business
surprised how
managers
many.
got their asses kicked by customers they tried to push the law on, you know. Managers don't want to get in the middle of that shit.
Well, and I'm surprised how many places I've been seeing with signs on the door telling you no masks allowed inside for security reasons.
Right.
I hadn't
Right.
seen that.
They're
But-
like, we need to be able to identify you if you're coming in our business.
Well, see, and that's why with the casinos, a lot of the casinos, I know 3 Native American casinos, they got real issue of people wearing masks in their casino. That they said the only thing that they probably do to allow people wearing a mask in the casino is as you come in the door, each person there'll be a line. You have to stop, hesitate for 10 seconds with your mask removed, and then put the mask back on. And they'll have 4 security cameras taking shots of you without the mask, and they're getting a picture of your whole body and your face exposed, and then you put the mask back on, go play, because you cannot let people in a damn casino wearing masks. We had that happen, remember, out in Bad River, Donnie?
Mm-hmm.
Hey, we had 4 guys come into the casino, and they walked right into the door, and 2 of them, the masks they were wearing were those medical masks. And they come in there and robbed that casino, went out the back door with a little over 50 grand.
Lord have mercy.
And yeah, casinos, our 2 casinos that I helped manage, they always had a big Halloween event. But guess what? This big Halloween costume contest, you come in the front door, you go down the hallway, and you go into the convention center. You try to get on that casino floor, and I'll tell you what, security's going to be all over you. You don't go in there even with a painted face. No. We got to see who the hell you are before you get inside that casino. Well, and it makes sense, you know.
Yeah.
The one casino, yeah, on any given day, we had $1.2 to $1.5 million on site in cash. So yeah, you don't want nobody coming in there with a mask on. But I don't get it. You know the world's gone to hell when you can go in the post office with a mask on, you can go into the bank with a mask on. Holy God. Everybody in the bank is wearing masks now. The bank got robbed. Did you see anything?
Ooh, can you identify?
There's 50.
Yeah, the guy was wearing a mask.
Everybody was wearing a mask. But then some of these crooks are so stupid, they'd be the guy that comes in without one. I can't look like everybody else. I gotta go in there.
Inconspicuous.
Best disguise is my own face. They'll never recognize me because as soon as I get to the sidewalk, I'll put my mask on. Never thought of that. You rob it with your face, get to the door, you put your mask on, and then you just blend in with everybody else. There's another blue face. There's a blue face. There's another blue face. Arrest them all.
Well, and what's crazy is, you know, these policies and rules, you know, these mandates are based off of what media is saying, you know, which a prime example is that one that come out up north by us, you know, that cases in Ashland County took more than doubled. Yeah, we went from 3 to 8.
Yeah. And
yeah, it more than doubled. That's, you know, and it's all caps. It's like, okay, we went from 0.018% of the population that's positive to 0.046%.
Right. That we we had 3 cases in Ashland County since they started tracking, right up until this hockey game they had. That hockey game, all of a sudden they get 5 more cases, right? The thing is the 5 cases they identified were people from outside the county that came to the hockey game. And they counted them in our county because that's where they were identified to have the virus. But they went back to their county. So I looked at those counties and their numbers didn't go up. We kept them. We kept the numbers. They got the COVID person. So, and so they were blaming. Now they started out blaming the Civic Center for holding this hockey game. Now everybody's been exposed. The whole town's at risk. They said that there was about 105 people in that building. There's 10,000 people in this town. Okay, out of that 105, they said at least half of them were from the team from out of town. So we don't know if they were around town doing other stuff or not. If they weren't, they went to the hockey game, they went home, they left the county. It's all so much of it. It's such dirty, what I call dirty statistics, because none of it is truly accurate. It might be worse than what they're projecting, what they're saying. It might be better. Because their data is so dirty. It's just messed up. They're not good at keeping their data straight.
Well, and then you had that whole mess over there in Ironwood with the testing event. They're advertising it, putting up flyers, put it in the newspaper that, hey, we're going to have testing available in Iron River. People showed up, big old long lines of people. They only had 400 tests.
Oh, in Ironwood.
Yeah, or Ironwood. Was
Yeah.
it? No, it was over in Iron River.
Iron
County.
River in Wisconsin?
Yeah, over at the community clinic or whatever.
Lakes Clinic.
Yeah. That they had.
That's rumor. I just got through talking to Dreyer yesterday and was asking her about the test. And
I got the letter from Bayfield County Health Department.
oh, I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit. I talked to the lead doctor of that clinic, and I trust her. I can go get the COVID test anytime I want, every day of the week, right here, right at their clinic, or I can go over to Iron River and get it anytime I want. They've never been short on tests. Never.
No, it was that single event that they had set up there. That was the issue. Is they're like telling everyone, hey, you could come here and get tested, and they only had 400 tests that they got from the Wisconsin National Guard, and that was it. It was like an hour and a half into the testing, they took and sent out the notice saying, no, it's closed. We ran out of tests.
Yeah, I'll have to look into that because I'm not Lake.
Because we had
that's stupid.
Well, see, and I don't know if it was actual Lakes Clinic that was running it or if it was Bayfield County that was running it. It was at the clinic parking lot.
If it was Bayfield County, well, I don't know how they could do that at the clinic parking lot. Have you ever been in that parking lot? There's room for 8 cars.
Yeah, if you're lucky. If the people park right.
So I see that's a lot, and that clinic is so small. I don't see how that could have even.
Yeah, because there's an outdoor deal, and
if it's something the Bayfield Health Department put on, now I'd say, yeah, I'll look into it. But you're probably right, because the Bayfield Health Department they're the ones that our first COVID case in Bayfield County was a gal that was out traveling abroad, and then came home, and she was a high school student. She went right to school. That's before they closed the school. They sent her right to school, even though she tested positive. Sent her right to school. She was with other students for 4 days before they go, oh no, guess she should be quarantined. But she was in the school for 4 days while they figured that out. Plus, they did a tracking, they did a back tracking on her, questioning her and her parents and blah, blah, blah. Holy God, she had been in Walmart like 3 times during that 4 days. She was in all these other stores and locations. She was all over the damn place. And it was the Bayfield County Health Department and our county nurse that had her tested and said, we'll get back to you on how to deal with this, being that you came back positive. And yeah, their health department, that scares the hell out of me.
Yeah, it's like, send me to Duluth, please.
Risk is their own health department. I mean, they're letting people, and they're not telling her wear a mask or nothing. They just turned her loose and sent her to school. And I thought, the health department, for God's sakes. And that was one that my doctor, Dreyer, she just blew up, boy. She said, I can't believe they let that girl out of the house, man. Couldn't believe it. Hey, Native Grammy, good to see ya. Hey, I gotta do this. It only takes 1 minute, guys. Here's your chance to stretch your legs and grab something to drink or to pee if you need to. But we've been talking about drinking. We just haven't been doing it. So here you go. This will only take a minute.
Getting into that.
Oh, yeah. I want to thank all my members out there, by the way. It's awesome. Yeah, I'm up to 23 members now. That's cool. Love it. Love it. Yeah, a few folks are going to be getting a notification pretty soon here for them to pick their favorite color and shirt size. I got a bunch of 3-monthers that'll be getting their notices quite soon. Get their hoodies or t-shirts, whichever they got coming, out to them. The customer service, yeah, that's a bummer. Yeah. Actually seen a job listing for an exposure tracker. Oh yeah. That's a job I wouldn't want either. One place in this area made up names and sent 20 unused tests in that all came back positive. Wow. Yeah. Well, see, and that's it, is there's going to be somebody, it doesn't matter what it is that's going on, and it's a social, becomes a social norm. There's somebody going to jump in there and mess with it. It's just like our trolls on YouTube. You know, there's somebody who's going to get in there and they're going to mess with it. That's why I say the data is dirty, because there are people messing with stuff and claiming this and that, and it's not right. It's not controlled well enough to be sure, you know. Yeah.
Well, and you get these situations, you know, like, you know,
I can see you guys. Don't tell me that you're looking in the toilet, you bum. When I was a kid, there was a show. What was her name? Oh my gosh. She was a nurse. But the show was called Romper Room, and she had this. All it was like a ping pong paddle with it, but it just had the outer rim. And she'd look in that. That's her magic mirror. And as a kid, that scared the hell out of me. What's she looking at? And she'd have a list of names. You can't see it, of course, on teleprompter or something. She'd start calling off people's names, and she called my name off one time. Look into that magic mirror. And I right away, oh shit, Ma! This woman's looking at me through the TV. It's bad. Don't ever put that show on again. So anytime that show would come on again, I'm just a little kid. Show would come on, I'd be picking my nose. See that? Get your magic mirror. Look at that bugger. Damn woman with her magic mirror. I can see you. All these parents out there calling in. Oh, say my kid's name. That's bullshit. Scare the hell out of your kids doing that. Yeah, some of the, you think about it, some of those daily kid shows like Captain Kangaroo and that, there were some out there that they're pretty freaky.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. You almost wondered about the hosts, Ooh. I bet you that neighborhood keeps their doors locked,
Yeah. Yeah, Bozo the Clown's the reason you got so many horror movies with clowns in them.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Bozo. Oh, geez.
It's like, okay, was this inspired by Ed Gein?
Yeah. Gein.
Gein.
Yeah, Ed Gein. Let me make a lampshade out of you. That was a song bit. I bought this. I bought it at a yard sale, a book, right? And it looked like a nice book. It was titled Small Town, Wisconsin. I thought, well, that'll be an interesting book to read. I got halfway through there, and old Ed was starting to eat people. I'm like, holy shit. It's about Ed Gein. Murdering cannibal son of a bitch. And he lived in a small town in Wisconsin. And here I'm living in Wisconsin reading that book, and I'm going, oh, yeah, this is good PR for our state. Publish a book about it, and call it Small Town Wisconsin. Now the tourist trade goes right out the window. Nobody wants to come to the small towns in Wisconsin anymore.
Which isn't necessarily a bad thing.
Hey, Donald Morris, good to see you. Well, Bayfield is the exception, is the kind of town that's an exception to the rule where tourism is ridiculous. And
they're so dependent on them.
It hurts the locals. Tourism actually hurts the locals.
Like this year?
It helps the businesses in town, but it hurts the locals because when the tourists leave, the prices don't go down. The locals are paying tourist price throughout the winter. Those prices just stay jacked way the hell up. And the state of Wisconsin, Bayfield, the city of Bayfield gets the state of Wisconsin to declare them as a premier city. So there's an extra tax. You got to pay an extra 1.5% if you eat in their restaurants, you shop in their stores, or you stay in their hotels or motels. There's an extra 1.5% tax because it's a premier city. It's a special town to come and see. So you get taxed for getting to see it.
And what we hated around here is they come in and all the places that we could go fishing and go swimming down the river.
It's all packed
there.
All packed with outsiders.
Yep, you can't do nothing. They've put stuff in, made it federal, and it's like didn't help us a bit.
Yeah.
Wow, yeah, each year for Apple Fest when they close down the whole town.
Yeah.
And then it gets so packed in that the tourists they go out to the orchards and everything. So there's no way to get around it.
No.
If you need to get up to Red Cliff and Cornucopia or whatever,
You
you're
gotta go all
packed
the
in.
way up. You got to go all the way up through the orchards and come back down and around to get back to 13 to go up north. The detour is ridiculous. It's about 6 miles long, but it's all weavy, tight, narrow little road through orchards and all of the berry farms up there, and it's insane. It's insane.
And you got all the tourists out there sightseeing while they're going down those narrow little back roads.
Right. Yep. Crossing the center line or stopping in the middle of the road to take a picture of a raspberry bush, Yeah.
That Boy Scout Jamboree place here, and they do that, and oh my God, it's a nightmare.
Yeah. Yeah, when I was a kid in the Boy Scouts, we went to a big jamboree. I think it was in Iowa. Oh my God, that was a big event. And
they got a big fancy lake set out now, and they come from all over the world.
Yeah.
Our pitiful little county.
Yeah. That's the thing. That's like we had the rainbow people up here last summer. Thank God they ain't here this summer. And they weren't kidding. Everybody said, oh, no, they are not so bad. This and that. Nah. Boy, they sure tried hard to cover up all the bad crap that happened while they were here. I mean, the local cops, everybody, they're saying, oh, yeah, we had this incident, that incident, this on, that one, that one. It's crap we never had to deal with before. And, the homeless rate went right through the roof. And the city, they didn't want to disclose it out of their general fund. They were offering these characters that showed up for that rainbow thing that decided to squat in town because they're homeless and they got rides there, but they got no ride to go home. So the city was giving them, they worked a deal out with Greyhound and they got them all one-way tickets to get the hell out of town. You get a free bus ticket as long as it doesn't come back this way. It can only get you someplace else. Yeah. Oh yeah, all those people, they're all back to nature one worlders. Bullshit, man, did they destroy that forest down there? Just destroyed that forest. And they did issue a ton of citations though. The Forest Service was very happy that the Sheriff's Department and the local PDs were working with them. Yeah. Yeah, Phil's really working on that one.
Probably got the fire extinguisher out.
Yeah. Or else he's got a big block of ice with a hole chiseled in it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, there's a lot of states talking about going back on shutdown. And I did talk to a forest ranger the other day, and I asked him, I said, with all this shutdown going on and stuff, and he goes, stop right there. I know what you're going to ask. He says, no, we're not going to be shutting the Forest Service stuff down again. He said the offices are still closed and they'll just remain closed, but we're still going to service the campgrounds and stuff. They said we're not going to be shutting anything down a second time. I said, that's good. That's good.
Yeah, filling around the toilet, that makes me think. Video I saw the other day of this guy, he's over in Japan, in Kyoto, had done a spicy deal. I don't know, didn't get to see what he was eating. He was live streaming at the time.
Uh-huh.
But, yeah, getting all hot and stuff. And he was on there for a couple hours, and I just had it running as I'm driving, just listening to him talk. Because, he's in English, talking. Every once in a while, he'll speak Japanese to some of his fans, but most of his fans are English speaking.
Sure.
And then he's like, "Okay, I'll be back." He's like, "I'll take the mic with me, but the camera's staying here. I gotta go in the bathroom." He goes in the bathroom, and it's quiet for a bit, and he's talking about different stuff for the channel and that. And he's like, "I have always wondered, ever since I got this bidet seat for my toilet, why it had temperature adjustment. Why would you ever want cold water? Now I understand."
Yuck. Hey, I got a question for you, Running Water.
Oh, I might have an answer.
I hope so. You know those little flat, round microphones that you got for acoustic instruments that you showed me?
Yeah.
Could those be jacked to, say, a USB and identify it as a microphone on a laptop or computer?
Yeah. You could take it and send it through, like your power box, as long as you've got, the hookup for it, because right now it's the 1/4-inch jack.
Right.
But then, you plug it into your mixer or whatever.
If you got a microphone 1/4-inch jack, you should be able to jack it in and use it just as a microphone.
Yeah, as any microphone.
And or if you got a quarter to USB adapter,
right,
your system should be able to see it and identify it as a microphone.
Exactly.
Can we get one from you?
Yeah.
Phil wants to Band-Aid it to his belly when he's doing these strange challenges, because he says if you guys could only hear the growling that's going on in here. And I said, my kid, it's his fault. He showed me these microphones that would work for that. It'd be right on his tongue. It'd be like on the outside of a freaking acoustic guitar,
Yeah.
He wants us to be able to hear his stomach growling.
Yeah, because I use those inside the cigar box guitars. Usually, I actually use the square Band-Aids and stick it to the inside of the box.
All of them is all you would need is a Band-Aid, and you could Band-Aid it right to your belly.
Yep.
Okay, cool. So
yeah, help yourself. I think there's like 5 or 6 of them in that little baggie there with the.
I wouldn't know where to look for them. So. Blah, 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 blah. But when you're back in town, I'll get one from you, and I'll get it off the bill. Oh, geez, tear the house down.
Yeah. You hear that, Phil?
No.
We're going to get you one of those microphones I was talking about that you can Band-Aid right to your belly.
Oh. When it's groaning.
Yep. Running Water's he's got several of them, and he just agreed to donate one so that I can get you one. So as soon as he gets back in off the road this time, he's going to get me one of those, and I'm going to be shipping it right off to you. And
there we go.
It uses the square patch kind of Band-Aid, and you just Band-Aid it right to your side of your belly, and you'll be able to select it as a microphone off of your laptop. So if you got a really bad growly event, you might want to. Yeah, and it's not that hard, because once you identify it as a microphone, then in StreamYard, you just go to the cam mic settings, and you just change the microphone, which one you're going to use. It's switch it to your belly and just sit there for 5 minutes growling at everybody.
Yeah, but it can't use both. That sucks. You have to pick one or the other. But yeah, we know. We would know.
Well, you would still be able to hear your voice with that microphone also.
That's true,
would
too.
Be
right. It'll sound kind of muffled and deep, but still be able to hear your voice.
Yeah, that we'd hear you from a distance and hear the rumbling as the main sound.
It'll sound like Phil talking in a thunderstorm, that's all.
Right.
Now, see, you record that grumbling, you can be making some supplemental income selling it to horror movie studios, for sound effects, some creature coming out of the deep.
I gotta do like an alien ripping out of my. That's what it feels like sometimes.
Oh.
Yeah, right?
Well, I know one guy that he does audio for like animations, and one of the ones he had done, he'd used one of those same mics. He took and he put the whole thing in a condom and stuck it inside the toilet bowl after Mexican dinner. Recorded that, and yeah, the sound that he got out of it, it sounded like an old like diesel rabbit backfiring. It sounded like a car misfire. He was making prank calls with it, saying, yeah, I need my car fixed. Here's what it sounds like. Here, I'll try turning it over. And he played that sound. And the mechanics were like, that's bad. You need to get, don't drive it here. Have it towed here, and we'll look at it. Like, you blown something out, blown out a gasket or something. Like, oh, yes, I did. I know I did.
You guys hold the fort. I'm not going to even tell you to behave yourselves. It doesn't do any good anyway.
It only makes it worse. It only makes it worse.
Tells us to behave, but he doesn't tell us how to behave.
Right. We
Hey.
know how to behave. Oh, yeah, I'm finally getting rid of those rummy bears. They hurt. That's okay. It's mild in comparison to last night. So, but that was the first time. I've always done the Pepto before, and it's never kept me from doing my business, but it did today.
Yeah.
Oh, what I drank, what, a third of this bottle? That ain't a lot. Maybe a little more than a third. Oh, that's the neck. The neck really isn't that much. So I don't know. It's probably more than you're supposed to drink, right?
Yeah. After drinking a few shots for a while, it'll get to you for a bit.
Yeah. Yeah. So. Yeah, I think after a good night of sleep tonight, I'll probably be back to 100%. I didn't get a bad night's sleep last night. It was just, I was up every hour and a half to use the bathroom, so it wasn't one of those ones where you wake up in the morning and you feel refreshed, But I woke up about 7 o'clock and just couldn't fall back to sleep. And I was like, well, I'm not just going to lay here, for an hour. So I decided I'd just get up. I came down here and fiddled around on the computer a little bit, and then we went with a boy out, and his fiance, me and the wife did. We went out golfing. So, oh my gosh, she'd never golfed a day and never picked up a golf club in her life. So we're out there on a Sunday trying to golf on the golf course. Which one who's never picked up a golf club? I'm not sure she ever putt-putted. She says she has, but I saw her putting around the hole. I'm not sure she ever putt-putted. Nobody can have that little touch.
That's tough, man. You get a first timer out on the course, especially on a Sunday. Oh yeah, not a good time to learn.
My grandpa was a professional golfer. He come from Scotland.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
He had trophies and everything over there. Somewhere in our history, there was pictures of him. I guess my aunt lost them. And his brother, Alex, his name was Alex, he actually designed a golf course down in Pass Christian, Mississippi.
Huh. Neat. Yeah, what a house I leased, our landlords, they were over in Scotland. Oh boy, that's several years back, but their curling team took the world championship over there in Scotland. And yeah, they're professional curlers, and I thought, to me, they were just landlords. And then they showed up one day and said, guess what? We're heading to Scotland. And then, what the hell? Curling championships, international curling championships. Our team's hot this year. I go, okay, sure. How the hell? Why the hell do you got this house for rent? Yeah. Yeah, they liked it in Scotland so much they almost didn't come back.
Yeah.
In fact, they decided they sold their home in Minneapolis and told us, we're going to cancel your lease early. I said, yeah, chingy. Because I made sure my lease was well prepared. Yeah, you're going to have to buy me out of my lease. You can't just say, get the fuck out. And I had 8 months remaining on that lease, and they wanted me out of there in a month. And I told them, I said, I don't pay for this month, and you're going to pay me for 4 months. And then I'll leave. I'll be out by the end of the month. Or you can't do that. I said, well, you can't get rid of me for the next 8 months unless I miss my rent, my lease payment. They talked to their attorney and called me up, and they said, we're going to take our attorney's advice. It's a deal. I said, thank you very much. Yeah. It's nice getting a check for 4 months worth of rent in that house. That house was $1,200 a month.
Ooh.
Yeah. But they moved into that damn house, and then a year later, they went hog wild. They put a new roof on the house, and they built a nice little single car garage, and they sold the damn house. And I run into them. I said, I see you had your house on the market. And they said, yeah, it's sold. I said, well, where the hell are you going to live? You sold your other house in Minneapolis. They said, we're moving to Vancouver. I said, Jesus, you people. Stupid curlers. I think your curlers are too tight.
Right?
Definitely.
But boy, that's an old saying, ain't it?
Mm-hmm.
I remember my dad saying that to my sisters all the time when they'd say something that just was a little off key. He'd go, hey, your curlers are too tight. Hey, Nicholas Green, he's saying, oh my gosh, what a day. He's telling Saucy Shane, I woke up, and about 10 minutes later, I heard one of my ducks going off, and I ran outside in underwear to find a fox running with one of my ducks in its mouth. So I chased him in my underwear, and I caught up to him, and he dropped him. Jeez,
Well, what the hell was Chaucer doing over at Nicholas's Green's house?
I tell you what, if I was a fox and Nick was chasing me in his underwear, I'd be scared. I'd drop everything and run like hell. What's he gonna do to me? Big guy in his underwear chasing me around out.
Nick's got ducks too.
Yeah, he's got ducks. Oh yeah, he's got ducks.
We got a lot of common. I got a white turkey and I got ducks too.
Yeah, he's got Tom, and he's got ducks, and he's got chickens. Yeah.
Yeah, I got chickens too now.
Oh, I swear I was running at least 20 miles an hour. Oh man, because I love my ducks. But God, Nick, if you would have gotten that on camera, oh my God.
Oh Lord.
If you would have had that filmed, you chasing that fox in your underwear, oh my God. You don't want to be a fox caught in Nick's hen house. Yeah.
You don't need no guard dog.
Yeah. There was a maniac hunting him today.
Was the duck okay?
Yeah. What? How about the duck? Did the duck make it? Because I've seen Fox do that. I've seen him grab chickens. I've seen him grab ducks and run with them, and they hadn't killed them. They got a good hold on them, but they hadn't killed them. They're running. They're going to get off in the brush somewhere and then kill them. They just grab and run. They're not thinking about trying to kill the animal. They're just grabbing it and run. Oh yeah, can you imagine if he was sleeping commando?
I'm trying to imagine him in his underwear. Okay, now stop.
That'd be everybody in the neighborhood running, not just the fox. Everybody be going, "Whoa! Nick's out chasing things. I don't want him chasing me. Lock the doors."
Like Godzilla and everybody's scattering.
Yeah. We're all talking Nicholas in his underwear and forgot about the duck. That's it. Yeah, we just kept rattling on about his underwear, and nobody thought to ask, "How's the duck?" Oh, F the duck. Yeah, we want to hear about Nick in his underwear. What a bunch. He's 9 years old, and he's been pulled underwater by a snapping turtle, and he has had his side punctured.
Oh,
Wow. Tough duck.
His name is Lucky.
Lucky. Yeah. No shit. Yeah. One tough duck. Well, and if he's 9, his name's Bull. Name a duck Bull.
I won't even tell you how many ducks I have, Nicholas. It's ridiculous.
Yeah, you got your fair share and then some.
Yep. I'm gonna let some of the mallard ones go out to the lake. Repopulate.
Yeah. When we had the one farm we had, running water was just a little guy. He was probably about 4 at the time and maybe 5 years old. Had a guy and his wife down the road from us that, they had a ton of ducks. They asked me if I wanted some ducks, and I said, "Well, not really. I got geese, I got chickens, turkeys. Do I want ducks?" And this guy, he tells me, "Well, if you clip their wings," he says, "you just put them on in the pond out there by your horse corral." He says, "They'll love it out there." And he says, "You can teach them to come on in. You put them in a coop at night, you know." I said, "Well, yeah, I'll give it a try." Well, I kept them in this one coop I had until they were full feathered out. You know, they're mature now. I totally forgot about the clipping their wings thing. They followed me right down to that pond, and oh my God, they were just thrilled. And there was a dozen of them. And they swam out into that pond, and it was getting kind of late in the season. And here goes a flock of mallards flying by, quack, 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 and all my ducks are watching. All of a sudden, they followed them fucking mallards. I think they ended up in Florida or someplace. Oh,
Smart ducks.
yeah, they all just took the fuck off. And I thought, you sons of bitches, all the money I stuck in the feed for you guys, and you take off on me the very first time you're let out.
That's a duck.
And then when the neighbor asked, "How are the ducks doing?" I said, "I hope they're stuck in a 747's engine right now." "Oh, you forgot to clip their wings, didn't you?" "Yeah, just like I did with my turkeys. At one time we had the biggest cottonwood you ever seen. The goddamn tree was about 120-foot tree. And the branches on that some bitch didn't even start until you were up there about 60, 70 feet. All my turkeys disappeared. And I'm like, where the hell are my turkeys? And all of a sudden I hear this gobble. You know? And I, what the fuck? Here's my 6 turkeys. Way the hell in the top of that cottonwood tree. Roosting. I thought, you sons of bitches. And I'm yelling at him, I'll get the chainsaw. And my neighbor across the highway from us could hear me. And later he thought, oh shit, I thought maybe we had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre thing going on or something over there. I could hear you yelling, I'll get that effing chainsaw. I'll get you. I'll get you. I'll put you in the damn oven. You know? Yeah, I suppose just hearing it wasn't good. Yeah. He knew I had a wife and 3 kids. And yeah, I'll put you in the oven. Never had a chicken before. See, our town here, you're allowed, what is it, Running Water? I think it's 4 chickens. You can get a permit. You got to pay for it, of course. You can pay for a permit, and you can have 4 chickens, and I think it's up to 6 rabbits. And I mean, what a joke. And the city administrator got mad at me. I walked in there one day to see the chief of police. I wasn't going to see the administrator. I don't like the guy. But I ran into him. And I go, hey, Bing, I got you. I said, how much is a permit to have a cow on my place? He goes, you can't have a cow on your place. I said, well, I can get a permit for chickens. I can get permits for rabbits, ducks. I want to know how much a permit for a cow is. You can't have a cow. I said, see, you discriminate against even the animals. Jesus. Cows' lives matter too. You know? Just think how nice of a life that cow would have in town. Yeah.
You bring a cow in, and there goes the neighborhood.
Yeah, because everybody else would want one.
That's right.
That's it. Then we'd have a whole herd on the block.
Well, and our permitting laws there in town there are just it's crazy. You know, yeah. You want to have those 4 chickens or those rabbits? Just fill this out, sign it, pay your fee, boom, you're good to go. You can set up however you want to do it. You want to take and put in a little 10-foot by 15-foot dog run area so you can let the dog off his leash. Oh, you have to jump through hoops. You have to have them come out there and check if you got room on your property for it.
Yep.
You know, they have to talk to the neighbors to make sure it's not going to obstruct their view.
Right.
I hate living in town.
And then they got, what is it? Is it 10 or 15 foot setback? You can't be any closer than 10 or 15 feet from the property line of your neighbor.
25 here.
How many?
25.
Oh, really? Yeah,
Yeah.
because here you got to get a variance to put in a privacy fence. Between you and your neighbor, you got to get a variance. Even if it's 2 feet onto your property so that you're certain of where you're at, no matter. You better get a variance and get a permit. And the city council, boy, they don't like giving those variances very often. They just like, well, we don't know you. You ain't get one, kind of thing.
Right.
Right. Because I wanted to take and put a little dog run area on the side of the house where there's an old foundation there where there's like a tiny house that used to be there. I was going to just take and put a fence around that so I have somewhere I can let him out, enjoy the outdoors, and run.
Boy,
without
that'd be
being tethered.
Space for him too. That'd be a nice big space for him.
Yeah,
and you only need a 3 or 4 foot fence.
Well, what I was thinking is I was just going to get the fence posts and get some hog panels out there.
Sure.
Yeah.
Easy peasy.
Yeah, and
hog panels, work just fine.
Because he's not a digger, so he's not going to go underneath it.
No.
And just something for him to run around in, set up a little tarp area for him for shade. And
you just hinge one panel. You can still go in there and mow, and that'd be perfect for him. But the city would right away. They'd say, "That's too big for your dog. It's a kennel. Now you need a kennel permit."
Well, and I need to get a
You
permit to
don't
get.
do what we tell you, we're going to sick Carol motherfucking basket on you.
Yeah.
Mhm.
On
Well,
the
see, and I was looking at those little kennels that they have down at L&M, down at the Farm
Oh,
Fleet.
yeah. Those are
So-
neat.
It's like $180-$200 for just a little, like 8-foot by 8-foot running area. It's got a nice little gate on it. It's like, well, that's better than nothing for him to get out there, get some air while I'm outside doing stuff.
Right.
You know, instead of him being in his little, crate inside.
Yeah.
But no, you need to get a permit for that.
Chuck's got it figured out. It's easy to get a permit for a chicken. Just dress Bean up as a chicken.
well, just
And just tell them, no, that's my chicken pen. That ain't a dog run, that's a chicken pen. And I got a permit for a chicken. So, but your chicken barks. Yeah. He's a
But his eggs taste like shit.
Yeah, his eggs taste like shit. And don't make fun of her. Well, it looks like a boy to me. There's no pecker on his face. So, yeah,
Well, he
that's
could just say that his dog identifies as a chicken.
There you go.
Yeah.
well, that's it. Oh, Granny, that's great.
You know,
You could tell him running water. Don't be calling him a dog. He identifies as a chicken.
that's right.
Yeah,
Get a suit on him on that one.
yeah. That's nuts. Yeah.
You call my chicken a dog again, I'll have you up on charges.
Yeah, arcade. I agree that she did them in. I always, it's too bad that they didn't have weigh-ins on their tigers where they had to weigh them in the morning and then weigh them at night every day. Because the day he turned up missing, if the cops would have gone over, they could have looked at the weigh-in records and then weigh that tiger and go, why'd that tiger gain 185 pounds? Why's he got a tie hanging out of his ass? Yeah, he's got a dress tie hanging out of his rear end. Well, something tells me something's not right. Yeah, my dog identifies as a tree. Will Rocker's finally back home. Good evening to get her done, Granny.
Hey, World Rocker.
Hey, we got a heck of a group in the house right now. 32 folks hanging out.
I'm
That's
not going to
pretty
be talking
cool.
much. I just got there.
Welcome everybody. I got to do this a couple of times during this show because these folks, these folks really are kicking in towards my costs, getting out there and getting some content together. So I got to throw this up here. Another quick pee break for anybody that cares. It's top of the hour. Okay, I saw it. Thank you, all my members. Thank you so much. I gotta point this out. Okay, Metal Music says you want to piss off your woman, drop her off at a cat weigh scale. Yeah. Let's see how much a caterpillar weighs, right? Well, here you go. Here's a little short story for you. My ex-wife, we had moved into a different place, and we had a bunch of junk we needed to get rid of. And at that time I had a Ford Explorer and a short little trailer. So I loaded that Explorer up as tight as I could with junk we were getting rid of, and I loaded that trailer up, and we headed to our recycling garbage drop-off place. And you pay by the ton, or by the pound, I should say. You know, the first 1,000 pounds is X amount of dollars, and after that it's so much. You know, and you pull on this big scale. So we pull on that scale, and I tell her, "You got to get out. Got to get out." You know, they want to weigh the rig without us in it. You get out and you go in the shack, and they weigh the rig. You run back out, get in it, and I looked at the weight on it, right, and told her, "Scribble that down. I want to make sure they're not cheating." So she wrote the weight down. We drove in, big dumpsters, and we start unloading. We unload that whole truck and the trailer. You got to come back. You get back on the scale. And I said, "Write that number down before we get out of the truck." She writes it down. It had nothing to do with what I was going to pay for. I was just being nasty. We get out. We go in the shack. The guy says, "Oh, here's what it's going to cost you, $18 for what you threw out today." Well, okay, cool. Paid it. We get back in the truck. And I told her, I said, "There, see that number? Write that down." She writes it down. And I told her, I said, "Now take the number when we got here." She goes, "Yeah." And I said, "And deduct it from the number that he charged us." And she does that, and she goes, "Yeah, that's X amount of pounds." I said, "What's the difference between that number and when I had you write it down before we got out, before we paid?" And she figures it out. And I go, "Whoa, shit." I said, "That's crazy. I know I weigh 220 pounds. The difference is yours." And I started driving. Oh, God, did I get a reaming when she did the math, deducted 220 off that number. She's going, "Bullshit, bullshit." And then she get just to add, throw a little salt in the wound. I said, "God almighty, I'm glad you got out of the truck before I paid."
Yeah, I had a gal on the truck, one of my students.
Hey, see you, Freeman James.
She was freaking out. Walked across the scale. It wasn't a cat scale. It was one of the live read scales,
Right.
you know. And she walked across the scale to go inside, and she saw the number on the scale. She's like, "I'm not 160 pounds." That's just cussing and swearing up her deal. And it's like, okay, you realize they round it up to the next 20.
Yeah,
If it's 141 pounds, it's going to say 160.
60. Yeah.
So, yeah. So you're at least 141 pounds.
Yeah.
She's like, "Well, okay, that's closer to right."
Hey, Canoe Hound Dennis. Hey, buddy.
Hey, Dennis.
You want to come up this evening, bud?
Hey, Sty.
Hey,
We
what?
gotta head out.
You got what?
I'm gonna head out.
You got to head out.
I'm gonna go to bed. I'm gonna get some sleep.
Yeah. You've had a
We got a long day ahead of me tomorrow too.
right, and you've had a rough 2 days, so
Mhm.
totally understood there, bud.
Everybody have a good night. Appreciate you having me up. I will see you guys probably tomorrow night. So
Yeah, I should be here tomorrow night. So
very good. Good night, all. Keep it spicy.
thanks.
Spicy.
Keep it spicy. Everybody follow Spicy. No, don't leave with them. Follow his channel. Follow his channel. Don't leave with them.
Come back, come back.
Yeah, I should have thought of that before I said it. Everybody follow him right out the damn door. Oh no. Yeah. Yeah, he's had it. Oh God, he's had it rough the last 24 hours. Yeah, I don't know how he can do it. I get a kick out of trying some of the things that he has me try, and I have to say, thank God he's a friend because he's hasn't killed me yet. You know, he's a little careful on what he suggests, and I think it was a little shock that I said I'd do that chicken. Because I keep looking at that spice packet, and man, that is so full of peppers. For you folks that don't know, Spice and Easy, they're over in Europe, and they have a spice company, and they've got the Reaper Double X. And here, I'll make it big so that you guys can see it. Oh, hopefully. I tip it right there.
Yeah, that just looks angry.
Can you see? Oh, this side. All those pepper seeds all the way. There's a band of Reaper pepper seed and flakes in there. And then all these other hot spices. And then there's what it's got in it. It doesn't give you the full ingredients. It just says ingredients: mixed spices, Carolina Reaper chili. Well, there's some Carolina Reaper in there. There's a ton of seeds. Looking at the seeds I can see, estimating, God almighty, I would think that there's a half a dozen or more Reapers in this, ground up in there. And this label is hilarious. There's Dennis. I'm going to pull Dennis up, put you guys all back on the screen, and pull Dennis up. There he is. Hey, Dennis, good to see you.
Hey, you too, Sty. Donnie, how you doing? Granny, what's going on?
I'm good.
Good.
Okay. This is what it says on the label. The Reaper. Open carefully. Wear gloves when handling. Do not get on skin. Do not smell dry ingredients. Do not breathe in fumes when cooking. Keep room well ventilated. Wash hands after cooking. Fear the Reaper. Now, you read that, and that sounds like some caustic chemical in a can that you're going to strip paint off of concrete. I mean, it sounds like some really dangerous shit, right?
Yeah.
And to top it off, you get this letter with it. Now, this freaked me out. You have to agree to this before they send it to you. It says, I, Sty North, hereby agree and affirm that in exchange for the purchase of this product listed below, and then it lists that it's the spicy Reaper curry spice pack. It says that from Spice and Easy, its affiliates. Okay, I hear to exchange for the purchase that Spice and Easy, its affiliates, employees, its suppliers, distributors, or manufacturers, that certain conditions and promises are required. They are as follows. Due to the extremely hot nature of this product, I agree that it shall only be used as a food additive following the instructions and safety warnings supplied. This product can cause serious injury if directly consumed. So it's not indirectly. And then it says, it says serious injury if directly consumed, ingested, or applied to the skin, eyes, or any other bodily organs. What the hell? And it says,
Don't dip your wick in it.
Yeah. This product is to be used at my own risk, and I fully understand the potential danger if handled improperly. Sounds like nitroglycerin, for crying out loud. If I give this product as a gift, I will make the recipient fully aware of the potential danger if it is handled improperly or directly consumed. I hereby release, disclaim, and relinquish Spice and Easy, its affiliates, employees, its suppliers, distributors, and or manufacturers of any and all claims, actions, and or lawsuits that I or any of my dependents, heirs, or family members
Oh my God.
heirs may have relating to any damage and or injury that results or is alleged to have resulted from the use, consumption, ingestion, and or contact of any bodily part or organ of or from this product. Ugh. I am not, this is the best one. This is the last thing you have to agree to. I am not inebriated or impaired in any way, and I am fully able to make a sound decision about the purchase of this product. And then it says, I have read this disclaimer and agree and accept its conditions. Yeah, and you had to electronically sign off.
Don't want a refund.
And Phil ate the whole damn thing. The whole
After reading all that. Wow.
He ate the whole recipe. I don't know. Can I get through 1, 2, 3 bites, helpings? There's no way in hell that I can eat the whole thing. I told him, I said, don't be surprised that after 1 or 2 bites, maybe 3, I say, that's it, folks, man. I can't handle it. And I watched Phil do his, and yeah, he's tough. And he had to really work at it. It was cooking him. So I'm going to do this out at camp.
Better make sure you camp beside a lake again, eh?
Sometime after the 17th, and I'm going to film it. It's not going to be live because there's no signal out there at all. But I'm going to film the whole thing, and then as soon as I get home, all other films of that camp will come later. That one's going to be the first one up. Is how the hell that shit beat me up. But it's going to be funny out at camp to see how many people the next day say, God, did you hear that wolf howling last night? Yeah, I heard it too. Yeah. I'll be laying in my trailer. Oh.
So Phil sent you that?
No. Spice and Easy did.
Oh, okay.
I met them over at Phil's when he did that challenge.
Yeah.
And they said, Sty, if you want to try it, we'll send you a packet. I said, well, I'll think about it and this and that. And they said, well, it won't cost you a dime as long as you film whatever you can eat of it. You don't have to eat the whole damn thing like Phil did. In fact, they said, don't. They said, don't do it. And they themselves haven't eaten a whole batch of that. They tried it and that's it. And they're challenging themselves this week, I guess, to see how much they can tolerate. Mm-hmm. The makers of it, they know they can't eat they said it'll tear you up. But and I said, if I had that, I'd do it if all I'm required to do is a video of me being stupid enough to do it. I said, yeah, I'd do it. And they said, get us your address. I sent it to them, and I thought, I'll see it in a month or so. Oh, heck no. It only took about a week, and it was here. And so they wanted to get it in my hands and watch me suffer. The Wayward Writer, we haven't gotten camping yet, and now blueberries are popping up. Oh, the blueberries. I was up there just the other day checking out the campground that I'm going to, and I'll have to hike in a little bit to get my blueberries, but our blueberries are on and ripening up really nice. But there was a bunch of blueberry pickers out there. Yeah, they were working both sides of that old Forest Service road.
They're bluing up already?
Yeah.
Really? That's
Yeah.
pretty early, eh?
Last week out at camp, I haven't put that up yet. I showed, I got it in one of my videos. Yeah, they were all green yet, but they're clumped up just and good size, probably close, small pea size. And we had tons of rain since then. Them puppies are, yeah, I was just out there 2 days ago and they're already picking. So
yeah, actually, it's not that early.
Yeah.
yeah, no, this is
Yeah.
the blackberries are coming on, raspberries are coming on. Yeah.
Yeah, we're in a pretty good region for the berries, and any of your stone fruit trees, that they just flourish up there.
Mm-hmm.
Apple orchards up the yin and yang. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. And every kind of apple you could ever want.
Yeah.
Somebody's got a tree with whatever variety you want.
Yeah, we got that down here in Niagara too. A lot of farmland, agricultural land.
Yeah, Nick, I'll take it easy on you. We'll have you try some, borderline peppers. Nothing extreme. I don't want you suffering.
Running in his underwear out to the outhouse.
So you guys got a trip planned there, Sty? I know you guys were talking about it.
Well, Nick and I, at this point, and everything is, of course, it's subjective because you don't know what'll happen between now and then, the kind of thing, But at this point, our plans are to leave probably around mid-June, late June of next year. And we're going to take a 30-day trip out to northwestern Montana and down to West Yellowstone. And then we're coming back up through we want to go to I want to get Nick to the Black Hills. And then there's a big trapping annual convention just not far from the Black Hills there. It's huge. It's like the Canoecopia of trappers. And Nick, he's a trapper. He goes, "Oh, could we possibly stop at that?" And I said, "If it's during our trip." And he looked it up, and I told him timing's perfect. We'd be on our route back home. So you betcha that'll be our last big event on that trip. And we'll go to that big trapping convention, and they got big campgrounds there. We'll reserve a campsite, and we'll just stay right there for the convention. And so yeah, it's a pretty ambitious trip. And Nicholas hasn't been any farther west than Ohio, and he went to New Jersey and back once, but that's it. And he's going to get to go out there and experience the great Rocky Mountains. And I'm going to take him gold panning. We've got a couple of good sites he can go up. He'll find some color. And I want to take him to Ross Creek Cedars. Running Water knows where that is and what that is. That's beautiful, awesome, ancient cedars. I want to take him up in there and show him where we used to live. Generally, I'm not taking them up to that developed site where we used to have our cottage in the hills.
Well, I was warning about that when I was out there with Kendra.
Right.
That got out to the driveway.
You can't get
that's all overgrown. So I don't know if they made a new route in.
There's a new road in there. Totally.
That's what I was wondering. Because the old road, you can get maybe an eighth of a mile, and then the trees are just overgrown over everything.
And that was right on that steep embankment, drops about 80 feet. And so, yeah, you wouldn't want to try to force yourself through that crap. You might go off the side of the mountain. But they put a whole new road in, and right now, hey, go go to Google Earth and take a look. I think there's 5 big houses there now, and what they did was they were running. I don't know if they're still running it, but they built the buildings and stuff for it, and but now it looks like it's private homes up there. It was a beautiful 80 acres, way the hell up in the backcountry, and they punched a modern road into it. I can't believe they did that, but they had turned it into a one of these juvenile delinquency boot camps because they figured that kids, where are they going to run?
Yeah.
Them up there, where are they going to run, right?
Yeah, because we ended up camping at that spot right there by the bridge, by that
where you
turn off area.
Around right by the Rock Creek, yeah.
Yep. Yeah, that's where we ended up camping for a few days.
Well, that's what I figured is I'll head up Rock Creek Road and we'll camp there or up towards Glenn and Cindy's cottage and get the trailer set up, get camp set up, and then get the truck off the rig, and I'm going to take them up to Chicago Peak. So,
what you call it? Bull Lake, halfway house.
Yeah.
All the trailers they turned into camping sites now. All the mobile homes.
I looked at aerial photos that were just 2018, and there's mobile homes there.
They put them back in?
They're not ours. They're not the ones that Homer T and we had. They're newer ones. But there's mobile homes in there now. Yeah,
when we were out there, the Homer's was still there. But they had like 8.
This was way on the end. Yeah.
Yeah, on the far end. But they had 8 campers out. Yeah, camper sites with shore power.
Yeah.
Plug-in sites. So they must have changed their mind on that.
Yeah, probably weren't making enough money off of them.
Well, with the Big Sky Rendezvous and the country music camp out, you'd think they'd get a lot of traffic, but then you get everyone across the lake there at Bad Medicine or right there at.
They're all going over to Bad Medicine Campground.
Yeah.
The
road going up to Ross Creek Cedars, they did a lot of work on that. That was actually pretty nice when we went up through there.
There you go, Nicholas. There you go. Yeah, I and that's what I figured out, man. That April, after your birthday, then you can strike out and reassure your folks you're going to be safe with me, man. They can count on it. I'll get you back one piece.
You're going to be safe with Nicholas, though. That's the question.
That's it. Is can I handle it?
Oh.
I don't know. That's I'm looking forward to it. Nicholas wants to stop at some tourist traps along the way, and see some of the tourist trappy stuff. He wants to go to junk stores, antique stores, stuff like that, in some of these small western towns, and that I don't care. To me, that's just a 30-day road trip. That's all it is for me. It's just and I'll love every minute of once we cross the Great Divide, I'm going to be happier than snot. I'm not going through the heart of Glacier with that trailer, though.
So my wife says, happier than snot?
She's questioning that, eh?
Yeah. She's over here just doing her thing. Yeah. Well, waving hello to you.
Hi.
Hi. Sorry, I'll try to be a little more proper.
Yeah. Okay.
No, I have a lot of life ahead of me, but it'll be the most meaning trip. Nick, yeah.
When did you get back from Black Lake? Or is it Black Lake?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got back, when the hell was it? Thursday?
Yeah.
No. Yeah. Yeah, I got back Thursday
Good.
in time to do the stream. Yeah, I was out there until. Oh no, I take that back. No, I got back Sunday morning. I left on the 5th. I got home in time for last week's Sty Story Sunday, so I've been home a week. That was a good trip. Some of my footage didn't work out, so I got no exits for a couple of my videos where I say, thanks for watching, folks. Don't forget to hit thumbs up, subscribe, blah, 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 bye-bye. I ain't got that part. So I'm going to just end them suckers, fade them right into an end screen because some of that footage is too good to waste just because there's no goodbye on them, you know. But we had a good time. Adventures in the Heartland, John and Jan, great company, boy. Great folks to camp with. Hotter than the devil. Oh, my God, was it hot. Oh, I was out on that kayak. Somebody stole my stinking kayak paddle. So I'm stuck using the one that came with the kayak, you know. You buy a kayak. I've talked to guys that have spent close to $3,000 on a kayak, and the kayak paddle you get with them, they're all junk. You got to go out and buy a different paddle because what comes with the kayak is junk. It's just junk. Well, the paddle I had was a sweet paddle. It was a good 8-10 inches longer than what came with the kayak. Had really nice paddles, and they're good water shedders. You didn't get soaked. Well, the factory one that comes with it, that thing, you're just getting soaked using that paddle. And it's stubby, it's short, so you're just working. You just work more, and you're doing too deep of a cut because it's so short, too deep of a cut, so the nose of your kayaks, you're fishtailing the damn kayak constantly because of the deep cuts you got to make with that paddle. Well,
what, you had people wandering around your campsite and they stole your paddle?
No, it was my fault.
Oh,
I left it somewhere, and when I went back for it, it was gone.
Oh.
I shouldn't have. It was my fault. It was.
Right.
Oh. She didn't give us one.
Well, Sty a kiss. There you go. She loved you, Sty. She loved you.
Oh, she's great. You're lucky. Yeah, you're a lucky man. You're lucky.
I am a lucky man. Yes, I am.
Yep. But yeah, so I'm going back out on the 17th there, Dennis. I'm going up to Birch Grove. That's got the Twin Lakes.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm going to spend 9 days at Birch Grove. And then I'll come home from Birch Grove and take about a week's break. And then I'll be heading back to Black Lake for a week.
Nice.
And then the first week of September. Oh, no. No. It'd be much sooner than that. Middle of August. I'm going to try to do a camp up at Pine Lake. Still, I haven't got no fish out of that damn thing. I want to get some fish out of that lake.
What kind of fish in it?
It's got your common panfish, largemouth bass, and crappie. No walleyes, no northerns in that lake. But it's such a nice place because there's only 3 possible spots there that you can camp, so you don't get a big crowd in there. And the Forest Service comes in there constantly to make sure that people aren't just partying in there. That if you're in there, that you're camping, you're not having big old parties in there. So that's nice. So I'm going to sneak in there, and that's dispersed camp, and that don't cost nothing. You get in there and squeeze into one of the campsites and stay up to 14 days.
Yeah,
I'm gonna have to cut out.
Okay.
Take care, Donnie. Take care.
Yeah, you guys have a good night.
You too. Good luck doing your tarpon.
Oh, yeah. I waited till the sun went down, so yeah. So get it over with and take my nap for a couple hours.
There you go.
Get you later.
You bet.
Thanks, man.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, we leave on Friday for our boat camping trip.
Oh yeah, you do that every year out in the boat. You take the boat.
The whole family thing. Then I'm going to try and get away on a solo overnighter at least, and head up a different direction on the lake and get back into an area that I've never been to. So
cool. I loved your last solo. That was, yeah. The video, the videos were great, but all it did was tell me, "Oh yeah, shit, I can watch it, but I can't feel it, man." That was just, oh yeah, that was a nice trip.
Did you catch the message I left earlier? There, your package is in the mail, eh?
I saw that.
Yep.
I saw that. Yeah.
Put it out on what, Thursday? Yeah.
That'll be a fun show off.
Yeah, so that should be about 6 weeks. You'll see that, right?
Oh, actually, I'm fortunate with stuff coming from you. It doesn't seem like it takes long. About a week or so. Yeah. A week to 11 days. But I hear other people saying, "Oh my God, you get it sent from Canada, you don't know if you're ever going to see it." I don't have that issue. And same with Anne sending me stuff from Norway. I get it just as quick as anybody over there gets it. So I don't know. I'm lucky somehow that way. Well, cool. Spice and Easy, that spice kit they sent me, they're from the UK. It took 9 days.
Oh, really? They're all the way from the UK? Well,
yeah, all the way from the UK, and it took 9 days. Hey, Sherry Watson, good to see ya. Jen.
And
awesome.
Jen. Joe W.
Joe W. You know what I found out? Never leave deodorant in a plastic container in your van for an extended period of 90 plus days of hot weather.
Why? What happened?
Yeah, what happened? It melted in there, didn't it? It just drained out of it. Okay, I had a stick of deodorant in the adventure trailer, and I went over there because we had these severe thunderstorms a couple nights ago. 6 to 8 hours of just constant lightning, thunder, and pouring rain and blowing 50 to 60 mile an hour winds. It was insane. Trees were coming down and shit. So the next morning I went over there thinking, oh yeah, now we get to find out if that topper got glued down well enough on the roof of that trailer. And I was sweating. I was thinking, yeah, my kayak's probably floating in there. And I opened her up, bone dry. But I could smell this deodorant, right? And up in the wire racks, I had a stick of deodorant, brand new one, hadn't even been opened yet, sitting up there. And I took it down, and I'm smelling it, and I'm going, oh yeah, that's it. That's it. And I realized, yeah, it feels a little oily. Thank God I stepped out of the trailer, and I tore the plastic off of it, and I popped the cap off. And I'm going, holy shit. I tipped it, and it just poured out. The whole thing just poured right out. It was that damn hot. It melted inside that container, and it just poured right out. And I'm going, oh yeah, that ain't good. Yep. And then I'm out there like, oh God, what can I put on it? Because my kid will come out here and mow the lawn, and get that all over his shoes. Yeah, don't do that. Yeah, PU. I didn't even think about how hot it was actually getting in that trailer just sitting there. And I didn't have the windows cracked open because of the storm.
Yeah. That was a hell of a heat wave we had, and I don't think that's going to be the last one we're going to have this summer. We're going to see a lot more of that here in July as well, like later in the month.
Mm-hmm. Because I was looking at our forecast, and now today it dropped below 80. I think the high was 79. Yep. And that's the coolest day we got for the week. It just keeps going up. And by the end of the, what is it? By Thursday, I believe it's going to be 89. So that means it's going to be 94. You can add 4 or 5 degrees to whatever they tell you up here. It never fails.
Yep.
So,
Hey, Sty, did you hear about the big boat collision? Did you happen to see any video?
no.
No, we got two Lakers coming down the Welland Canal, head-on collision.
Head on.
Head-on collision. Look it up. You'll love it. It's all over YouTube. It's on Facebook.
Oh, wow. Yeah, I'm going to want to see that.
Yeah, pretty wild. Like, I don't know what happened. I heard somebody say one of the Lakers lost steering, but you can look it up. It's on Facebook.
Oh, yeah. I
Or
will.
on YouTube.
Will.
It's pretty wild.
Yeah, anything involving the Lakers, I want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it, Gary. I got it. In a little over a week, I'll be doing this out at camp and filming the whole thing. So in about 2 weeks, I'll be putting a video up of how miserable I am from doing that. And the thing is so that people know and they don't say, "Oh, he cheated" or anything. Because there's a recipe that goes with it, that's got onions and chicken and I believe tomato sauce that you add to it, and a certain amount of water. So there's an actual recipe that goes with those spices. And it requires a couple of chicken breasts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make that in my Dutch oven out at camp. And I'll film prepping the whole thing so everybody can see that it was all made following their instructions. And then once it's all cooked and simmered a while, I take it off the fire and I'm going to let it cool completely down, drop it in my cooler for the night, and I'm going to rewarm it the next day, midday, and then eat it. That's the way Phil did it. He let it sit overnight and then the next day warmed it up and ate it. And that gives all that reaper time to soak into the chicken and so everything is uniformly hot, and it's a thicker consistency after it's cooled down and reheated, so it's thicker. And then I'm gonna go for it. I try to eat some of it. Yeah.
Gonna suffer.
Well, and that I figure if I'm gonna suffer like that out at camp, that's a good place to do it.
Yeah.
I can, if I have to, I can just go sit in a lake.
You might have to the next day.
I'll definitely be out on the kayak the next day.
Yep.
And that's what I did when Jan and John were up. Every time I went out on the kayak, they'd say, "Well, how much fishing did you do?" Well, I did some fishing. I think on my videos there are a couple of bluegills I show, that I caught. But I have to admit, that week, 90% of my paddling, I went past this one campsite, and there's all these young guys. There's 3 young guys and 2 young gals out there with floaties sitting in their inner tubes, their floaties, drinking beers. And I come paddling by and not even paying attention to them. Oh, did they get a laugh? I took my paddle and I just started beating the water, splashing it, and water flying all around me. I just get myself soaked. And then I stop and I go, "Oh." And all of a sudden they burst out laughing. And they go, "You a little overheated there, man?" They said, "You could have just paddled over to us. We give you a cold beer." I said, "Oh, no, I'm good. I just need to cool off a little." That's all. They said, "God, you look like a 5-year-old in a bathtub." They said, "Well, that's kind of how it felt." Damn water was the water temp, because John had a fish finder with the water surface temp on it. Water surface temp 86.8 degrees Fahrenheit. That's bathwater, for God's sakes.
Yeah.
86 degrees. And it wasn't kidding. You put your hand in and you're going, oh my God, that's warmer than the air. The water felt warmer than the air did, and it was in the upper 80s outside. It was crazy.
It's more refreshing. You need warm water. I like a nice cool water.
Well, that's it. Is I wanted the cool water, so I paddled down to where there's a big creek that runs in that feeds the lake, and then it goes out the other end. And there's a dam down at that other end, and it's pretty deep water at the dam. So I get down there, and it's always shaded down in there. And for some reason, that water was at least 20 degrees cooler. It was about 70 degrees, I think. And I down there splashing that water going, oh my God, is that good? I like that cool water. Thanks, Gary. Yeah, I'm wishing myself all the best when I eat those two. Take some wet wipes. Yeah.
Actually, I'll be doing some diaper diving this next week there, Blake.
You're going to try the old diaper dive again, eh?
Are you kidding me? When it gets hot like that, a diaper's my best friend out there in the middle of the lake just floating around.
Oh.
Sometimes I'll bring 2 beers with me.
Yeah. Yep.
Actually, I might just do a whole video just on that.
Just on that. Well, you could. You could.
Yeah.
I mean, you could front end it with an instructional on how to properly adorn yourself with that, you know.
Yeah.
And
all in good fun.
Yeah, you know, I gotta try my life jacket. My life jacket isn't as narrow because it's got the full shoulder strap on it, but it does squeeze together quite well. It kind of V's out, so I don't think I'll have a problem wearing it. I did try it on dry ground. But haven't been in the water with it yet that way, but
So you can wear yours bare balls and nobody will see it.
Hey, there is a hole where the neck is. That's all I need is some big old pike to swim up that neck hole, you know.
Oh Lord.
Yeah, that would not be my choice for events. That would
Oh shit.
Yeah, you got into some good fish in there on your last solo too.
Yeah, you know what? I let every one of them go too.
Yeah.
The bass were out of season. That's all I caught anyways, eh? But they were some nice fish.
Yeah. See, our bass just came in this season, you know.
Yeah,
so,
sinker. Yeah.
So ours comes in like the last week of June.
Yeah, last Saturday in June. I think it's the same for us.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
We have, you know, when I've seen those nice smallies, and down here, I mean, it's maybe 6 blocks from me. There's a power plant, and they've got a hot pond, what they call a hot pond, and that's just their water discharge, because they're using lake water to produce their steam to run their turbines, and then the lake water goes through these cooling chambers and then gets dumped into the lake. Well, it's still warmer than the lake water, you know, by the time it gets to the lake. Oh my God, it has some good fishing off of there.
Mm-hmm.
Especially if you walk way out on their concrete wall and get out by their discharge pipe, and you cast down the discharge. Look at there. Lazy. But yeah.
Can't even wait for it.
Yeah. Here on the bay, you can't keep a smallie unless it's over 21 inches. It's either 21 or 23. It's huge. It's big. I mean, and it's amazing how many people catch keepers.
They grow bigger in the big lakes too, eh? Like if I go into Lake Erie fishing for smallies, not uncommon to catch 4 to 6 pound range.
Yeah.
Right, as a normal, right? But you get the northern lakes, the small lakes, and you get 3, 4, 5 pounder. You got yourself a grandpa, right? So
Right. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've been in some of the big lakes, and it's amazing how large the fish can grow in them. And then some of the smaller lakes, you got the exact same fish, but they're just not. Well, my uncle used to. His basement, he had 26 aquariums in his basement, and there were only 2 of them that really interest me, and they were huge. One had about a 38-inch northern pike in it. Wow. The other one had literally 3 world record sunfish, but they can't make the records because they've been home raised.
Yeah.
So they can't. I told them, I said, bullshit. You don't tell people that you're raising them. And you take one out with you on.
Put it on the hook.
You put them in a bucket with an aerator and get out on the lake. And you reach in there, grab him, and shove a hook through his mouth and pitch him over the side of the boat and then start screaming, I got one. And so you draw a lot of attention. And look at that son of a gun. Yeah.
Yep.
But those were the biggest damn sunfish I ever seen, and God, they had to have been close to 2 inches thick. I mean, they were just platter size, huge.
Yep.
And those 2 aquariums, I loved. I loved when he'd let me feed his northerns. You pour a half a dozen big sucker chubs in there, and watch that northern. Boom, boom, nailing them suckers, It's just like,
wow. You got a big aquarium that had a 38-inch pike in there. Holy cow.
Yeah, it was a big aquarium. But right next to it was this smaller aquarium. And it had a pike in it that was maybe about 18 inches long. And I go, oh, wow, you got a baby pike in there. He goes, both those pike are the same age. He says both those pike were caught out of the same lake at the same time. And he said they were both smaller than the small one when I put them in here. And I said, well, how the hell is that possible? And he said, fish grow based on their environment.
Yeah.
And most reptiles do too. They'll only grow within their environment, what their environment will handle. And he said, yeah, they just quit growing once they reach the size where they're not going to be able to move around in their environment anymore. That was pretty cool. Yeah. Oh, yeah, Blake. Yeah. When you see sunfish that are in the 4 to 6 pound range, it's insane. It's insane.
They're usually around the nuclear plants, right?
Yeah.
3 eyes.
Yeah, I always look for that one eye in the center of the forehead. Yeah. Then you know you got a true nuclear fish.
Yeah.
I hate to say it, but we had a Superfund site here in Ashland, and they've been spending the last 4 years cleaning that up. It's a huge operation because they're dredging the whole bottom of the damn lake out, and they run all of that. Everything they dredge out, they're running it through these big furnaces, and they burn it, and they blah, blah, blah. And then it goes in trucks and gets hauled out to this hazardous waste site somewhere. Buddy of mine and I were down there, and there was a big mud puppy down there, big bugger too. He was a big guy. I didn't like him.
Those things are ugly, eh?
He had 7 legs.
Yeah.
7 freaking legs. And it was at that waste site that they're cleaning up. I said, and you guys were fishing for walleyes, perch off of this spot? I said, my God, no wonder your kids are so stupid.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
Call it as you see it. He's stuck.
Yeah, I'm just trying to be honest with them. that's like we got this lake up here called Sisquit Lake, and oh heck, ain't nothing to go up there and catch a 28 to 32 inch walleye out of that lake. They catch monster walleyes in there. A lot of wall hangers have come out of that lake, and they tell you, don't eat the walleyes. They're full of mercury on that lake. Oh my God, that's the best tasting walleye I ever had is out of that lake. And people tell me, what are you doing? You shouldn't be eating that walleye. You know, all that mercury causes brain damage and birth defects. I said, I'm in my 60s, for Christ's sake, man. You think I'm going to go to college and have some kids? Are you goofy? I'm going to eat that fish. That fish ain't going to hurt me anymore. It's too late. It's too late. I already messed my mind up, and I sure as hell ain't planning on having no kids.
Yeah. That's funny that, you know, I tell the big one, he's a professional fisherman.
Yeah.
He's kind of an acquaintance here. I've done some work for him, and him and I were talking about that, and he was telling me, he says, yeah, they have to report that stuff. He says, but if you're not eating it every single day, you're going to be all right.
Yeah.
You know, it's not going to kill you. It's not going to make you whole limb fall off, right? So
the you know, I get a kick out of the thought of it because, God, we ate so much fish when I was growing up. I mean, and a lot of walleyes, a lot of big northerns even, you know, and they talk about all the terrible mercury content in them. Well, the thing is I like it when one of our biologists for the tribe, that his specialty is doing sampling on fishes to help them come up with, you know, estimations of the mercury content within a certain habitat, blah, blah, blah. And it's like he told me, he says, you know, mercury in these fish is not something new. It's been there for hundreds of years. He says, and the Native Americans up here, 80% of their annual diet was fish. I said, well, it didn't hurt most of them, but I know a few that it must have messed up. But they were friends of mine, and they were goofy. I think they ate a little too much walleye.
What are those little worms that get in fish?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, those little, they're like a little ringworm they get in them.
yeah, bass them a lot. The little yellow worms,
Panfish, sunfish. You get them in sunfish.
Perch get them.
What are they? Because we used to never see that around here.
It's just a parasite.
They're a parasite, but the thing is they won't hurt you. If you're not going to catch them. If you fillet the fish out and you fry it up, you cook it well, those parasites ain't going to hurt you. It's just gross knowing they're in there.
Yeah.
And
you pop them, they pop out like a zit, right? So
yeah. Oh yeah.
Actually, you know what? When we fish for perch in warmer water, they get really wormy all the time too. And all you got to do is you hold them upside down. You look at the bottom of their gill plate, and you can see. And if you see the parasites there, it means it's 10 times worse on the inside. Just toss it back in the water, right? Yeah. No sense killing it.
Yeah, their meat can get full of them.
Oh yeah. Well, if you see them on the gill plate, it'll be 10 times worse than their flesh.
Yep.
So yeah.
Yep.
So it's a warmer water that helps cause it.
Warm water will usually warm shallow water.
Yep. Yeah. You might get into that's like the sunny beds. You know, you get into the sunfish beds where they're spawning, and if you got an unusually warm early season, you can get in there and holy God, you can almost fill the bottom of your boat with sunfish so fast. Every one of them is just infected with them worms.
Yeah.
It's because of the shallow water. What's that?
You never see them in pike though, eh?
No, I never have.
Pike don't get it. I don't know if it's that slimy, scaly skin of theirs or what, but you never see it.
And I always wonder because pike, they just chow down bass and perch and sunfish. They chow them right down. And you would think they'd infect themselves with them by doing that. But no, I've never seen those worms in pike. In fact, I don't think I've ever seen them in walleye either.
No.
Not that I'm aware of. I just never have. Best in the spring or in really good cold northern lakes. Yeah. I've caught panfish up in boundary waters, some of those deep water lakes up there that, I mean, their flesh is just as clear as a bell, and they're late season. You would expect them to have some parasites, but no. I think it has a lot to do, again, is with the temperature and the lake conditions, that parasite goes wild in those fish. And the heat is hard on the fish here, lower water too. Yeah, that's not good. Yeah.
Yeah. When they start eating the crayfish, they get pretty stinky.
Yeah. Gives a whole new meaning to smells like fish.
Yep. Anyway, Sty, I gotta disappear here, man. I'm tired.
Yeah, and I gotta shut her down anyway. We're gonna hit the 3-hour mark here, and I did a 4.5-hour stream last night.
Yeah. Sorry, I couldn't make that one. There had
all right,
the family. So
that was a spur of the moment thing.
Yeah.
It was great talking to you, pal.
Thanks, Sty. Granny, take care.
You're boat camping.
Yeah. I'll see you before then, anyway.
Okay, good.
Everybody in the chat, have a great night, eh?
Good night.
Sweet dreams.
We'll see you, Dennis. Yeah, so folks, we're gonna wrap it up. Grace Martin, by the way, hello. I've been seeing you in the chat. Yep. It's been a great night. Yeah. Nicholas is extra tired tonight from chasing a fox in his underwear. I mean, yeah, that make you wore out. Yeah. And all of you, thank you so much for being here tonight. The next time I'll see you will be Thursday night around the campfire. And that'll be the last stream for at least a week after that. So hopefully I'll see you all next Thursday night. And Grant, it's so wonderful to have you up here.
It's great to be here.
Yeah, I just love having you here. It just feels good having you in the house. So
thank you.
You're more than welcome. And you take care of yourself. You're too hard of a worker.
Yeah, I'm getting wore out. I'm gonna have to slow down.
There you go. Yeah, slow down. Yeah, you've earned it. So till Thursday night, folks, you all have a good start of the week and stay safe out there and get outside and enjoy the outdoors a little if you can.
Yes, get outside. It's great for you.
Great. So you all have a good night.
Night, everybody.